to say. Okay? We got to realize we got some real things coming down, man. And we don't even realize what's coming down. The United Nations is about to take over this. They're going to bring out another crisis. That COVID was just the beginning, but they got the United States, the United Nations troop coming in America. You're going to see it in foreign land. You know what I mean? One other thing I got, China. China's talking big talk. Okay? China's talking talk. Where that brother Yusuf at? China! Nah, but China's talking some serious talk, man. China's talking about, coming up against the against the United States big time. That's what China's talking about. So it's serious, man. It's serious. So them crackers is mad. What Sabak was dealing with Billy Bob, man. Billy Bob got mad. Billy Bob got it loose. You know what I mean? I said, Bob, boy, if I would have got on Billy Bob, boy, I would know how to get to Billy Bob. I know how to get to Billy Bob. Know how I get to Billy Bob? Show you how I get to Billy Bob. What's your granddaughter doing? What's your granddaughter doing? Billy Bob. Bet some big black guy got your granddaughter right there. Boy, nobody could have held Billy Bob back then. Billy Bob would have went crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know how to get to them damn demons, man. Oh man, because our elders, man, Yeshaya, man. Remember how crazy he was, man? That man actually used to have a pencil, man. He used to take a pencil and snap the pencil in half. That man went crazy, man.
That man was bugged out.
Yeah, but I'm going to give it to the brother. But read this about China real quick, China and the nuke warning. Show you how serious this is. Read that. It's on the corner.
It says, China nuke warning. The media mouthpiece for the Chinese Communist government touted the country's urgent goal to expand its arsenal of long-range nuclear missiles in anticipation of an intense showdown with the United States.
You see that? You see what China's saying? Nuclear missiles, anticipating a showdown with the United States. Come on.
As the U.S. strategic containment of China has increasingly intensified, I would like to remind again that we have plenty of urgent tasks.
Come on.
But among the most important ones is to rapidly increase the number of commissioned nuclear warheads and the D-441s, the strategic missiles that are capable to strike long range and have high survivability in the Chinese arsenal.
See that? China talking talk, man. China talking that talk. They want that smoke. China ain't playing, man. So it's about to be real, man. It's about to be real. That's it?
There's more.
Yeah, read on.
The number of China's nuclear warheads must reach the quantity that makes U.S. elite shivers.
See that? Make U.S. elite shivers, man. Come on.
Should they entertain the idea of engaging in a military confrontation with China.
See that? See what China talking, man? Give me one last one. Give me Isaiah 54 and 17. See that? And it's new. And one real quick. Give me Isaiah 9 and 16, I think. Give me that. Give me Isaiah 54 and 17.
Con. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17.
Matter of fact, go up a little where it says the code I've created.
Yeah, that's 16.
Yeah, 16.
Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. When everyone have it, say con. Isaiah 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
The Lord says he has created the smith. He created them nuclear weapons. Come on.
That bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
And an instrument for his work, man. Okay. You know the one in Isaiah where it says the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that.
I got you. Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 4. It's like it, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. When everyone have it, say con. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5.
Come on.
For every battle of the warrior
For every battle of the warrior, come on.
is with confused noise,
Confused noise, come on.
and garments rolled in blood.
And garments rolled in blood, come on.
But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Let's just be burning and fuel of fire. Young lion, you ain't gonna need that sword. Lion walking around with that sword. You don't need that sword.
Good.
It's gonna be burning and fuel of fire.
Good.
It's gonna be nuclear weapons.
Good.
Okay, we got young lion got the sword, boy. But we would have shook that Negro off if we surrounded him and said, "Bring out the sword, young lion! Pull out that sword!" That nigga would have shook his head. Would have went crazy. If we would have surrounded him and told Lion to pull out his sword, man. He would have been shook to death.
That's crazy.
With that, I'm gonna let Priest Sabah come in.
Good.
Praise.
Good. Kwame Ashala. So good edification, brothers bringing out through the spirit. Shalom. 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 So anybody have any questions, comments, anything in current events you want to bring out, mention? Masha.
Well, the Asian dude that shot the 6-year-old young black kid and he only got a $10,000 bond. They try to push all this so-called Asian hate. That's crazy. How you shoot a 6-year-old black kid and get just $10,000 bond? That's outrageous. Imagine shooting a so-called white kid. You think they're giving you $10,000 bond? Sure. You gone. On the flip side, a sister shot her biological sister by mistake. She's on life support, and the judge didn't give her no bond to go grieve, and the judge was like, no bond. You locked up for the trial. But this so-called Asian man, so-called Asian hate, shot this little black kid, $10,000 bond. He's out in 3 days. Oh, the only thing is don't go back to the house. But he chilling. And you know he's gonna beat the case? But they so-called Asian hate, and then Joe Biden quick to sign a bill. But when it comes to us so-called black people, they don't want to sign the damn thing. So these are the wickedness and plain blatant things we see in our faces. No respect at all. It's a lot.
No, you good. No. You got a scripture, anything you want to bring out?
Nah.
Go to Isaiah 3:15. Somebody had their hand up? Yeah, go to Isaiah 3:15. Now remember, if you saw the story, before he shot the young brother, he tried to hit him with a sledgehammer. And Shorty said I was too fast for him. Right? So I think the sledgehammer would have been worse.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So you see, these people don't care. They don't give a damn about us, man. They don't give a damn about us, but yet we killing our own 10-year-olds out in Far Rockaway. You see that over this weekend? Jake crept up on a dude he had beef with, dude with his son or his nephew, I forgot what he was, and shot and killed. These niggas don't know how to shoot, man. And he crept up on him and still missed and killed his nephew. See that? This what we doing while the Asian man is trying to smack our little sons upside the head with a sledgehammer and shoot them through their arm. And it would have been nothing. The arm is right near the chest. What if he'd have hit Shorty in the chest? Shorty would have been gone. But this what we doing. All right, we shooting and killing our own babies. Because I got beef with that nigga. I caught him slipping. All right, no, you caught his nephew, his son slipping. 10 years old. Now they got to bury this little Shorty. But the heathens, they killing our babies. While we killing our own babies. So everybody's winning over us. And we losing every which way. Okay? Right, Isaiah 3:15.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 15. When they would have it say, Con.
Good.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 15. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces?
He tried to beat that brother with a sledgehammer, man. He tried to hit that little 6-year-old brother. Like I said, the sledgehammer probably would have been worse. The bullet, at least, the bullet went through him, or Lord forbid, the bullet would have just killed him. But imagine he just hit him 4 or 5 times with that sledgehammer, man. He could have had lifelong injuries from that. You know what I'm saying? He get 15, 16, he can't walk no more. You know, read it again.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 15.
Good.
What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces?
And this is what they do. They literally beat us. They spiritually beat us. They beat us financially. They beat us in every way.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
And grind the faces
And
of
do
the
what?
poor. And grind the faces of the poor.
And somebody give me a precept to that. Proverbs 22 and 22. They grind the faces of the poor, man. Right? Meaning what? We're poor spiritually. We're poor mentally. We're poor physically. We're poor in every way. So they just take advantage of us. Okay? How do we become spiritually rich? By coming back to the commandments of the Most High. Okay? If we did that, then a lot of stuff they wouldn't be able to do to us. All right, Proverbs 22 and 22. Go ahead, bring it out.
Proverbs 22 and 22.
Go ahead.
Rob not the poor,
Don't rob the poor. Go ahead.
because he is poor.
That's what they do. They take advantage of us every way. Because you poor already, I'm going to rob you anyway. Because you ain't got no resources to defend yourself. You ain't got no resources to fight back. I was watching that brother Claude Anderson again on the Breakfast Club. He's like, when you came out of slavery, you had less than half of 1% of American wealth. Now, in 2020, you got less than half the 1% of American wealth. That cat said the statistics has been the same from the days you so-called came out of slavery. So you poor in every way, man. And you spiritually poor, but they can't keep us spiritually poor if we return back to the commandments of the Most High. Okay? See, they beating you down because you in poverty in every way, and you spiritually poor because you don't have no enrichment with the Most High. Okay? Read it again. Proverbs 22 and 22. Gabar had it.
Rob not the poor, because he is poor.
The Lord said, rob not the poor because he is poor. Go ahead.
Neither oppress the afflicted
Neither oppress the afflicted. Go ahead.
in the gate.
Because, so basically what it's saying is, they're doing this to us because we're in a low position anyway. Every which way you want to talk about it. Whether financially, mentally, spiritually. You mentally and spiritually poor because you're not keeping these commandments.
Right.
All right, so that's why you're not rich. Like it said, lay up your treasures in heaven. All right, you're rich in this world, but you're not rich in the Most High. For the niggas that got money, they're oppressing you too because you're not spiritually rich. So they're oppressing you in every way. Okay? Right, so we got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments because that's the only way to truly empower yourselves. Like I said, you can have the physical money and then be spiritually poor. So the Most High not going to be with you then. That's why some of these Negroes are in different positions, but they're spiritually poor. You see, every once in a while, P. Diddy want to spaz out. We need to get together and get our money. Right? But then if you get your money, what you going to do with it? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't mad at that. Get your bread, get that bag, whatever. But then what you going to do with it? Do you know how to put it into the right resources? Do you know how to put it to this work getting done? Do you know how to build? Because really, if you get the money, if you don't have no wisdom with it, you're just going to give it back to Esau.
It's like,
Right, bring it out.
It's like a story. This brother won $30,000 in the lottery. He goes buy a $20,000 chain.
Right,
And
cut.
got robbed for it at the gas station.
And got robbed, yeah, dummy.
He got that
Idiot,
wisdom
dummy.
In Detroit. In Detroit, you could buy a $10,000 house.
Kind.
Property in Detroit.
Right.
The
Kind.
man goes win $30,000 and buy a $20,000 chain.
Right.
You still stuck in the hood. What wisdom is that? Just like the elder was bringing out. You don't know what to do with it.
Right.
And then you'll spend the rest on Chinese food.
Kind.
That's what it's thinking.
And sneakers.
Right, and
Air
sneakers.
Jordans.
Yeah, Jordan.
Oh, that 10,000 will be gone. That 10,000 will be gone overnight. That 10,000 will be gone.
We gotta have the liquor and weed. You know what I mean?
Good. Man, that 10,000 will be gone, man. You know what I'm saying?
As expensive as hell.
And then get robbed for the chain at the gas station. At least Eve got a did y'all see the story where Eve got a $1,400 stimulus check and turned it into $1 million business?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She took her $1,400 and she put it all into her business. I think she was making some kind of care products or something. I forget what she was actually selling, but they said in 1 year her business is grossing over $1 million from a $1,400 stimulus check. See that? So at least Eve did something smart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But you know, Jake, 30,000, and you go buy a $20,000 chain and then get robbed for it. right? So our people are done, man. You know what I'm saying? You just look at the news and you just see what's going on. These Negroes are done, right? They just shooting and killing each other. They shooting. The heathen is shooting our babies. We shooting our babies. Remember that scene in the movie Tales from the Hood? When the Klansman was in the jail, he was like, "You all right with me? You fighting my war." He said, "Go ahead and keep killing your own. You fighting my war." So we killing our babies. The heathen is shooting our babies. So we losing all the way around. Come right out here in Far Rockaway, man. Edgemere Projects. All right? Yeah, Far Rockaway, man. You know what I'm saying? So when you check it out, and Far Rockaway always been off. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Far Rockawayans. But it says another outrage. City sees and mourns after gunman senselessly Salakia slays 10-year-old boy in Queens. Out in Far Rockaway. And then they got the article. This is a little free paper, AM New York, that I had got Monday. It says a child slain in Queens, man gunned down in Kips Bay as gun violence carries on. On Saturday morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, Jake told Jake, "What you looking at, nigga?" Pulled out the gun, shot him in the head and killed him. 4:30 in the morning, out in Kips Bay, like around 26th Street. Manhattan getting back wild again, man. Midtown Manhattan. That's how it used to be in the 80s. Before, cats was a little funny about busting a gun in the city. You know what I'm saying? You was like, "Nah, son, we in 34th. I ain't busting my gun out here." Now Jake just looked, "Yo, what you looking at? You staring at me for, nigga?" Blow! Shot him in the head and killed him. This what we doing. While the chink is shooting our 6-year-old child and getting out on bond. Now Jake going probably do life, and the other Jake is dead. Because there's cameras all around the city, and he might be one of them dudes from. They use the hotels as shelters now. Might be one of them COVID dudes. I call them the COVID dudes in the city. Them COVID shelter dudes in the city. Probably one of them. Because I be wearing this little chain walking through, and they be looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's the 80s or something. Yeah, I call it I call them the COVID city Negroes. All these niggas from the hood in the city now because of COVID. Look, yo, son. Yo, who that? Yo, that's 14, 18 carat. You know what I'm saying? Size it up. Nigga, I will smack your ass back to the Bronx somewhere, man. Get out of here, man. I hate Jake, and then most of them type of niggas is lame. You know what I'm saying? And real niggas don't do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know that street vibe, but real dudes don't do stuff like that. It be them crab niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? But when you check it out, this is what we doing to each other, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a serious fight out here, man. We shooting each other because you was staring at me too hard. You trying to run after a dude and you kill his 10-year-old son or nephew or whatever, but the Chinaman is shooting our 6-year-old babies and trying to hit them with a sledgehammer. So the focus of war is in the wrong place, man. All right, bring it out.
Lucky. And also they got the initiation again. Because I think they switched now from the Bloods and Crips to the True and the Wolves. So now they got an initiation where they just shooting innocent people to get into the gang. And they say what time it is. Right. And when they do that, then they just shoot you. In New York, in Brooklyn, and all over. Now they just shoot innocent people to join the gang. So it's crazy, man.
It ain't no rules no more, man. It ain't no rules to the game no more. That cat Monster Cody Banks died from the H.O.I. Gangsta Crips in L.A. Yeah, he died, and they interviewed him. He said he got initiated into the Crips at 11 years old, as soon as he graduated from 6th grade. But it still don't make it right. But he said, yo, when we was getting initiated, you went after an enemy. Now you just shoot innocent people to get in. He's like, at least then he was like, yo, you got to go bust on your enemies, and then you could be down. Now there's no rules to the game, man. That's what the brothers in Chicago was telling us. They was like, they locked up all the OGs that had things in order. He said when there was rules to the game, you couldn't just kill nobody like that. You had to get permission to even beat a cat up. To jump a cat, you had to get permission. He said now they took he said a lot of OGs was changing up and trying to actually clean things up. So he said they locked all them brothers up and the streets just went wild in Chicago Because even though it's on the left, is on the negative side, there's still rules to the game. There's certain cats that pull weight in the streets that they gonna keep things in order. They gonna, nah, you ain't just going out there to catch wreck like that. Nah. What happened? What's the situation? You know, but now it's just no holds barred, man. That cat, Little Dirk's brother got killed.
His older brother.
His older brother, right? Shot him in the head at a club or whatever. OTF or whatever the hell. His name. D-Thang or whatever, yeah. It was Lil Loaded last week. Look like a rapper is dying per week now. Right, you know what I'm saying? Is a rapper dying per week. So we under a curse, man. You know what I'm saying? We under a curse as a nation of people. Give me that in Proverbs 26:2. Proverbs 26:2. You know, I'm just looking at our people. There's so much going on in the world, and you Negroes still the dog chasing its tail, man. Still trying to figure it out, but can't figure it out. All right, Proverbs 26:2. Read that. Whoever got it, read it. Yeah, you got it.
Chapter 26, verse 2.
Go ahead.
As the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying,
Go ahead.
so the curses causeless shall not come.
The Lord said the curse don't come without a cause. So these curses are upon us. Why? Because we broke the commandments of the Most High. All this stuff is happening to us for a reason. All right, and the curse shouldn't come without a cause because what? We should learn from the curses. Right? When the cause of the curse should be us repenting and doing better. When you know better, you what? You're supposed to do better. Okay? So the curse don't come causeless, the Most High said. Because of your sins, you don't want to repent to the Most High? I'm letting your babies get shot. I'm letting heathens shoot your babies and, get a $10,000 bond. And see what happened is all that Asian hate got set up. So now these Asians are really basically deputized to watch that. He gonna get a slap on the wrist. That chinko, he gonna say, I felt threatened. They were loud. They were in front of my property. So I just shot to defend myself. And now you shoot a 6-year-old baby and you get away with it. They have basically given these Asians a license to kill us, man. And to shoot our babies. And Youngblood, he tried to hit me with the sledgehammer, but I was too fast for him. So then he just shot me. This was going on. But we killing our babies in Far Rockaway. We killing our babies in Atlanta. I saw it came up on my news flash. 8-year-old got killed in Atlanta. Because these niggas don't know how to shoot. Right, who had their hand up?
Yeah, remember that young girl, that Asian woman shot for the orange juice?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Latasha Harling. Yeah.
And the judge says, she's not a criminal. I
Yeah.
a criminal when I see one.
Right.
But the law is supposed to be blind.
Right.
Yeah, she only got 6 months probation. She
Right.
got no job.
Right. Latasha Harling.
Latasha
Yeah.
Harling.
Very famous story out in LA. But you want to bang on each other. You know what I'm saying? So, these curses are real, man. These curses are real. But the Most High want us to repent and come back. So what? We can flee out of some of these curses.
Right.
Especially the ones of us in this truth so that doesn't happen to our children, our babies. Give me a 2 Ezra 2. And you know that one, I will cover your children so that they don't see hell. 2 Ezra 2, I think it's 27.
Yeah. Verse 29.
29. Start at 27. 2 Ezra 2:27.
It's the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 27. When everyone have it, say Khan. 2 Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 27. Be not worried.
But the Most High still, even through all the hell we still catching as a people, remember the scriptures is our comfort. Okay? So the Most High said, be not weary, good.
For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh.
For when the day of trouble and heaviness coming. So for the 1/3 of Israel that's repenting and keeping the commandments under that protection, even though you look at the news, you see all this prophecy, all this destruction, all this judgment upon our people. Good.
Others shall weep and be sorrowful.
See that? Others going to weep and be sorrowful. Good.
But thou shalt be merry.
Thou shalt be merry. Good.
And have abundance.
And have abundance, man. All right. The pandemic was a good example of that. Everybody was catching hell. Israel, we was doing the work, coming together, rejoicing, cooking, eating, drinking, laughing. Kind. Brothers had more than enough. Camps got bigger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kind. All right, but you know, that's the Most High. Kind. They tried to shut down the channels, but that didn't stop the work. More brothers and sisters still came in. Other states got opened up. Kind. Right, go ahead.
The heathen shall envy thee,
The heathen shall envy thee. Go ahead.
but they shall be able to do nothing against thee.
But that 1/3 of Israel is going to be sealed by the protection and the power of the angelic forces of the Most High. And even if you give your life for this truth, you guaranteed to be first on them chariots. So the chariots fly. Good? Right, go ahead.
Saith the Lord,
Read.
my hands shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell.
See that? It says, the Most High's hand shall cover thee, so your children shall not see hell. Hell just represents affliction, destruction. It can represent the grave. It can represent a lower state. It can represent, you know, a state of affliction. Kind? So the Most High said, I'm going to cover you so your children don't see hell. So it's sad, man, to see our babies out here dying, but at the same time, if you're keeping these commandments, you're under that realm of protection. Kind? Right, go ahead.
Be joyful, O thou mother, with thy children.
No, that's it on that. I just want that part. Kind? So yeah, you know, that's a that was a heavy story Mashal Malak brought out, man. I saw that in the news. Brothers shared it in the chat. And I was saddened, man. I was mad when I first saw it. I was angry, man. I was like, damn, but you know, this is, you know, then you'll get Negroes that'll come up and say stop Asian hate. You know what I'm saying? You'll still get a Negro that'll say stop Asian hate. All right, but stop the Asians from trying to kill our babies.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Now let's see what the Detroit brothers going to do. Let's see what all of our people, your Detroit, they got a high murder rate out there too. You know what I'm saying? And we know why, because they emotional as hell. You know what I'm saying? But where the gangsters at? Where's Big Meech now? Right? Where they at? Where's BMF? Right? Where they at now, man? Where all the gangsters at now? Who's going to rise up and defend this little 6-year-old brother? Right? You all gangsters, you know how to kill each other like nothing in Detroit. You always threatening, saying what you going to do, even brothers in the truth. Right? What you going to do to brothers? What you going to do to Moab? Let's see now. Because you ain't going to come against the real enemy. You scared, man. You too scared. You're not going to fight against those that's fighting against your people. You're going to fight against each other and destroy each other. Bring it out.
Like, I don't know if you saw it. There was a conflict between China Mac and Charleston White. God, I seen that, yeah.
Who?
China Mac and Charleston White.
China Mac?
Chinese rapper.
Yeah, Chinese.
Yeah.
He's from New York. And he was beefing with Charleston White about the Asian Crips in LA, I guess.
Right.
They was on video calling Charleston White a nigga.
Right.
And it was Jake Brown.
Right.
In the video.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got different nationality Crips out in LA. They got like them Pacific Islanders. Yeah, they be Crips too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I see some of them not too far from me in my neighborhood in Compton. Yeah, they got Pacific Island. They got Japhetic Crips. Yeah, and Asian Crips. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they bang on each other. They be scared of Jake. They be scared of the Jake Crips. That's one thing I can say. Them Jake Crips be having them under pressure, man. But they be banging too. Yeah, and then sometimes they'll bang on Jake and have other Jakes with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's the curses are just all the way around, man. But you know, you go out to Cali, you see a little bit of all of that stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You'll see some cat from damn Tonga with a damn blue bandana. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yo, where you from? Yeah, some Samoan cat. Yeah. Yeah, they got Japhetic Crips out in LA. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's bad, man. You know, but that cat Monster Cody just passed away. They said he was in shape and everything, but he had a stroke. He was 57. Yeah, he had a stroke. Yeah, they said he was in good shape, but he had a stroke.
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
still in prison?
Nah, I think he was out. He been home. Yeah, he been out.
He went back too.
Yeah. I think he went back, but then he came back out again.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was locked up when he died, but I don't think so. I think he was out.
Really?
I just heard about it today, and I looked it up a little bit. But you know, he was one of them. Like Tukey Williams, he had wrote a book. You know, it was called Monster. You know what I'm saying? And you know, trying to tell the youth, you know, come out of the gang life and stuff like that. You know, it was still in him a lot, even when he came out. But you know, some of them brothers, after so many years, they try to reverse all that evil they did, because you get older and wiser. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was that. But any other questions or comments? If not, I want to go into a quick topic, real quick, and then we can get a couple of new moon verses and get ready to wind it down. So, yeah, go ahead.
Just adding in what Elder Terah was saying in the news, some of the G7 nations, which is basically like China, U.S., France, Canada, like the economic powers, they just reached a new tax reform. So basically what's happening is like that one world government type of situation. Russia just did away with, they just removed the U.S. dollar from their reserve fund. So now they're moving towards the euro, so the U.S. dollar is going down big time. And China's been handing out free interest loans in Africa. So now what's going to happen probably is really high inflation in the U.S. So stuff is about to it's about to really, you know, you might be paying $70 for like a pound of meat. So it's really like, because all the countries are doing away with the U.S. dollar.
Right,
Fine. So,
that's why Biden, you know, Biden actually, they call Biden the war president. A lot of people don't realize that, because he wants to go to war with a lot of countries like Iran and China. They actually call him a war president too. That's why they got him in there. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Kind. So, real quick tonight, I mentioned this in the camp last week. There's a new strange doctrine I heard in Israel. This is so pathetic and so simple. That there will not be any slavery in the kingdom.
Wow.
All right. Brothers hate One West camp so much, they will teach any false doctrine just to be against One West, just to be against One West teachings. All right. So this will be short. Go to Revelation. You know what I want. Go to Revelation 13, 9, and 10. All right, there's a new doctrine. All right. Yeah? Every now and again that pops up. Yeah. That we won't have any slaves in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And the dudes that brought it out, well, recently, because a lot of these doctrines are not really new. They do pop up every once in a while. So I was just refreshing my memory that came up before. But what I noticed is it's a hatred against One West camps. So because of the hatred against the One West camps and our style of teaching, they will come up with any teaching that goes contrary to One West quote unquote teachings. Right? So this is so ridiculous. But when I heard it, I shook my head. And the guys that brought it out, I won't even say, but you know what I'm saying? You can tell it's just a hatred against One West camps. And I kind of stumbled across this video. I think somebody sent it to me. Because the guys were actually talking about something else, but they brought that out. Yeah, these One West doctrines, it's going to be slaves in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And that sounds kind of coonish when you really think about it. When you really look at that sounds kind of coonish, man. Who wouldn't want to pay back Esau for the crimes that they committed against us? Who wouldn't want that? And you got fringes in the Bible and reading these scriptures? And you cooning and saying we're not going to have slaves in the kingdom? All right. Read what you got, brother. Revelation 13 and 9.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9.
I mean, come on, everybody know this one. This is so easy. Such an easy doctrine to cut, man. All right, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 13 verse 9.
Good.
If any man have an ear.
See, that's why it's worded that way. This Bible, everything in this Bible means something. It's worded that way because Yahweh Shah said there's going to be one Negro somewhere that can't get this. That's why he said, if any man have an ear, go ahead.
Let him hear.
Let him hear. All right? He that have ears to hear, let him hear. Get understanding. With all you're getting, get understanding. And Yahushua also means those that can receive it. See, certain things in this Bible, everybody can't receive. They read it and they spirit short circuit. Like, now I don't want the white man to be my slave, though. You know what I'm saying? See, you can't digest it. That's what Yahushua is saying also. He that can digest it, digest it. Everybody ain't got the stomach for this whole Bible. All right, come on.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity. I mean, that's so clear. He that leadeth into captivity. Come on.
Shall go into captivity.
Shall go into captivity. That's clear. What is captivity? Slavery. All right, come on.
He that killeth with the sword.
And they killed us with the sword. They still killing us with the sword. The modern day sword, the gun. All right, go ahead.
Must be killed with the sword.
Must be killed with the sword. Come on.
Here is the patience.
Now this is the important part. See, a lot of times as Israel, we read that, you going in slavery, you devil. We read that leading captivity, you get that good part. But wait a minute. Like I said, everything in this Bible means something. It's not just there. Good? Right, go ahead.
Here is the patience.
Here's the patience. Come on.
And the faith.
And the faith. Come on.
Of the saints.
Of the saints. And we all know the saints are the Israelites. This is what we're patiently and faithfully waiting for. Because your heart hurts when you see what this devil has done to your people. You want vengeance. Gun? That's why you patiently waiting for it. Gun? But you got Negroes saying, nah, we ain't got no slaves in the kingdom. So like we say out on the street, I'll take yours, Ak. I'll damn sure take yours. You don't want yours, I'll take them. All right, go ahead.
That's it on that.
That's it on that. So go from there to Amos 9. This is ridiculous, man. We got to go back to 101 with these doctrines, man. You coming to truth. That's what the first thing you learn. Right. Oh yeah, we gonna rule one day and we gonna have slaves. We gonna get them back for what they did to us. Come now, new doctrines coming up. All I want to know is, what do these scriptures mean that we're about to read? What do they mean? Did they happen already? All right, did that happen now? Oh no, that happened when we came out of Egypt. When do these scriptures apply? This is the revelation. Egypt and all other Israel. We had the Byzantine Empire, but remember, this is future prophecy that John is seeing. All right, so when did this take place? Or when is this going to take place? Read what you got, Amos 9, start at 8.
It's the book of Amos chapter 9 and verse 8.
Come on.
Have it say, Khan?
Khan.
Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon this sinful kingdom.
What is the sinful kingdom? America, Babylon. There were sinful kingdoms throughout the past, don't get me wrong. Even Israel was a sinful kingdom. Don't get me wrong. And the Most High had to judge us. But this is future prophecy. And then even the Edomite biblical scholars, they tell you, you have something known as duality of prophecy. What do we call it? It's twofold. All right, but you even have biblical scholars that'll tell you, when you read commentaries and stuff, they will say that certain scriptures apply to that time and was future prophecy. Even Esau will say that. Right, come on.
And I will destroy it.
And I will what?
And I will destroy it.
He said, I will destroy it. Come on.
From off the face of the earth.
From off the face of the earth, never to rule or rise again. Right, come on.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob.
Go ahead.
Save the Lord.
Because what? 1/3 of Israel is going to be saved. That's why he said, I'm not going utterly, meaning completely. I'm not going to utterly destroy the house of Jacob. But along with those nations, I'm going to destroy 2/3 of Israel. But 1/3 of Israel, I'm going to redeem and save. Good? Right, go ahead.
For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations.
You know how that's talking about now also, because what happened, there was a prophecy that we would be scattered amongst all nations. The Lord said, I will remove you into all the corners of the earth. So now he said, I'm going to sift Israel amongst all nations. So there's got to be talking about the last days. Right, come on.
Like as corn is sifted in a sieve.
Good.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Meaning what? Every Israelite the Most High want to save is going to be saved. Good.
All the sinners of my people.
All the sinners of Israel, come on.
Shall die by the sword.
That's the 2/3. Come on.
Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Right, because Jake had become complacent in this society. A lot of them think nothing evil is going to happen to them. They just going to continue in their wickedness, and that's going to be it. Right, come on.
In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen,
Good.
and close up the breaches thereof.
Good.
And I will raise up his ruins.
Good.
And I will build it as in the days of old.
As he will rebuild it as in the days of old. Because remember, under King David, Israel was a united kingdom. That has not happened again yet. So that got to be a future prophecy. Good? When you go back to the time of David, the kingdom was united. All right. After the death of Solomon, then the kingdom got split up into 2 kingdoms. Okay? But remember, under David, it was united. It was a united kingdom. So he said he's going to bring us back together like the time of David. That has not happened yet. Okay? Right, go ahead.
That they may possess
They may possess, come on,
the remnant of Edom.
the remnant of Edom. All the Edomites that don't die in the nuclear destruction. Good? Right, come on.
And of all the heathen.
And of what?
And of all the heathen.
And of all the heathen. Now, let's say if a cat want to get slick and say, that was the Dark Ages. But we didn't have all the heathens in the Dark Ages. It was mainly Esau we had in the Dark Ages. Good? Right, you got to know that history. It was mainly Esau. So when in history did we possess Edom and all the nations and is prophetic? That hasn't happened yet. Good? Right, that they may possess. If we possess them, what are they going to be, our buddies and pals? They're not going to be our slaves? Right, come on.
Of all the heathen which are called by my name.
Right, because what? They all going to have to bow down and keep the commandments in that day. That's the difference with this captivity. All the nations from Esau on down, we're going to make them keep the Most High's laws. Okay? Right, go ahead.
Saith the Lord that doeth this.
Come on.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper.
Go ahead.
And the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed.
Go ahead.
And the mountains shall drop sweet wine.
Come on.
And all the hills shall melt.
Go ahead.
And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel.
Meaning when he said bring again, meaning bring us out. Okay? He going to reverse our captivity and we going to possess Edom and the other nations. So when is that talking about? That's a future prophecy. Because he said he's going to raise back that tabernacle of David as of old. Under David was the united kingdom. It was the northern and the southern kingdom was together under David. Okay? Then Solomon came and then Solomon died and the kingdom split. But under David, it was a united kingdom. So that's what's happening now. Don't we still got a divide in Israel now. That still got to happen. You got northern and southern kingdom beefing now. All Negro Israelites. So what happened? The 10 tribes, they get mad. And now they say the blacks are Africans. They're not Israelites. They can be Canaanites. Because now they mad because you got all Negro camps. Okay? So that's still got to be brought together. Even in 2021, we still working on bringing the tribes together. Okay? Right, read on.
And they shall build the waste cities.
We're going to build back Jerusalem because it's going to be destroyed in the Third World War. Good.
And inhabit them.
And what?
And inhabit them.
And inhabit them. Come on.
And they shall plant vineyards.
Good.
And drink the wine thereof.
You ain't doing that really now. All right, you're not really doing that now. Maybe a handful of Negroes got land here and there. A couple of Hebrews got land here and there. But just talking about as a nation, you're going to be able to plant a vineyard, pick, smash the grapes, have your winery, whatever, or have your damn slaves do it, and you're going to be able to drink the wine. I see you. Hold on. Go ahead.
They shall also make gardens.
Go ahead.
And eat the fruit of them.
And that your garden is out the window. You barely got a house now. You might have a 1, 2, 3 bedroom apartment, no garden. All right, go ahead.
And I will plant them upon their land.
Go ahead.
And they shall no more be pulled out of their land.
The Lord said that's the key right there. They will no longer be pulled out of their land. That's got to be future prophecy. That's not happening now. Now we all over the place. We're not living in the land of Jerusalem. We're scattered all over the earth. Right, come on.
Which I have given them.
Go ahead.
Save the Lord thy God.
Go ahead. That's it on that. All right, go ahead. Shemaiah, then Maccabees. Shemaiah, you had your hand up before.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was all the way from the beginning.
Oh, okay, Maccabees.
That was Uncle Ruckus doctrine.
Yeah, Khan. Maccabees.
Yeah. What did they give a fix of that? Just to show, like, even after they served their captivity, they still have to serve under us.
Khan. Get Jeremiah 12, 14 through 17. Jeremiah 2, 14 through 17. 12, Salakia. Jeremiah 12, 14 through 17. All right, read that.
You want me to read?
Yeah.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 14. When anybody have it, say, Khan.
Khan.
Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit. Behold, I will pluck them out of their land and pluck out the house of Judah from among them. And it shall come to pass.
So basically, the Most High is saying he's going to take the heathens out of the land. And when he take the heathens out of the land, he also going to take our people from amongst them. Right, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion on them.
Go ahead.
And will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord.
Right, so what verse you in?
Verse 17.
Right, that was 17.
Huh.
Read us 16 again, Salakia.
Jeremiah chapter 14, Slaki, Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 16. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people.
Go ahead.
But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy.
So the nations have to bow down and serve the Most High, and then the Lord said they will be built in the midst of our people. Right. Because what? After the 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, we're still going to rule over them, but they're going to have their little lands and possessions, but they still going to be under us. Right. Okay? Right, go ahead.
But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up
If
and
they
destroy.
will not obey, if they think after that 1,000 years they're going to get proud, and they're going to say, well, we served our captivity. We ain't gotta bow down to y'all no more. The Lord said this was going to happen to them. Come on.
If they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation.
See that? He said, listen, if they don't obey me, my people, and my commandments, I'm going to totally wipe out that nation, period. Okay? So they don't have no choice. They're going to be our slaves in the kingdom and beyond forever. They're going to be subject to us. Okay? Forever. Forever, ever. Okay? Forever, ever. Right? Good. That's it on that.
Save the Lord.
Saith the Lord, Yahweh. That's
right.
So what the hell is this doctrine, man? All right? You scared, man. Uncle Ruckus doctrine. Right, give me Jeremiah 48 and 10 real quick.
Good.
Jeremiah 48 and 10 real quick. Uncle Ruckus scary doctrine. We ain't gonna have those days in the kingdom. I don't want those days. I don't want to do to the white man what he did to me. All right, scary doctrine, man. All right, read that.
The white man did me good.
Right, white man did me good. He let me wear fringes. He told me I was a Jew.
Right.
And everything. All right, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 10.
He even let me keep the Sabbath. Right, come on. You going to Uncle Ruckus Israelites? All right, Shemai. Right, go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 10.
Come on.
When they will have it, say, Khan.
Khan.
Jeremiah chapter 48 verse 10. Curse be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully.
That's basically you tiptoeing and half-stepping with this Bible. All right, come on.
And cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood.
You basically keeping back your sword from blood. That's what you're doing. Because the Most High said that you're going to have slaves and servants in the kingdom of heaven. So who are you to say, no, Lord, I'm not going to rule over the nations. That's okay. I don't want a part of that. The Lord said you're doing his work deceitfully and you keeping back your sword from blood. Good? Because to conquer Esau is going to be some bloodshed. Because this devil ain't going to want to give up easily. He even got weapons in outer space thinking he's going to fight Yahweh. Right? Which is suicide. Suicide, it's a suicide. Right? Like Harris once said. All right. Hold on. Hold your points. All right, there's more on that. That's it on that.
Yeah,
right, go ahead.
Funny. Moab have been at ease from his youth.
Moab have been at ease from his youth. Making all that money in our neighborhood. Comfortable. Man, some of them, the Moabites have businesses in the hood since I was a child. There's a Chinese restaurant around my way in East New York. It's been there as long as I can remember. Since I think maybe 5, 6, 7 years old. Most I will, I'll be 50 this year. Moab been in the hood and I know they've been there before I remember. So they've been in the hood at least 50 years. The same fried rice, chicken, French fries, Chinese restaurant. Damn thing. The thing been there since I was a child. They've been at ease. The nail salon been there. The fish market been there.
Right.
Everything been there. The gas station in other states. All right, the cleaners, all right, everything. The dollar store. The fruit stand has all been there for years, long as I can remember. Right, go ahead.
And he has settled on his lease.
He have what?
He has settled on his lease.
That's how you know Moab is the Chinese. Because it said lease. No, I'm just kidding. All right? Good. Right? The Most High is funny. Somebody look up that word lease. All right, yeah, they have settled on their lease. Meaning is I forget, is meaning they're comfortable in their position. But look it up. Look up that word lease. But that's how you know Moab is the Chinese. Because it said lease now. But a lot of so-called Chinese got the last name Lee. All right, L-E-E or L-I. Con. And the Lee is one of the prominent Chinese families, and they're one of the 13 families of the Illuminati. The Lee family of China. Yeah.
I got it.
All right, bring it out.
The word lees is an old biblical idiom but still used.
Jerusalem had it, but go ahead.
Go ahead, bring it out.
Well, this is the Concord dictionary, and the English word for lees is shema, and it means something reserved, settlings, plural only of line, dregs, like lines on the leaves.
Right. The meaning we're looking for there is settlings. Right, yeah. Right. Read that scripture again.
Con.
Right.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 48 and verse 11. Moab had been at ease from his youth. Moab had been at ease from his youth. Come on. And he has settled on his lease. He has settled on his lease. All right. Meaning what? He's settled. He's comfortable in his position. All right. He's comfortable in ruling over us as a people, having businesses in our neighborhood. All right. He's settled. He's been there for 50, 60, 100 years. Good? Right? Remember the show The Honeymooners? Right? They lived in Bed-Stuy. And even Ralph used to talk about the Chinese restaurant in Bed-Stuy. The damn thing been there from the days of the honeymooners. Then when the white flight came and the Negroes came in, it said, okay, now they just sell the food to the niggas now. All right? They've been there for years, settled in our neighborhoods. All right? Oh, who had their hand? There's a lot of hands up. Hold on, hold your points. Go ahead. And have not been emptied from vessel to vessel. And what? And have not been emptied from vessel to vessel. Have not been emptied from vessel to vessel. Like when that dregs of the wine settles
down on that wine, they have not been emptied. Meaning what? They in the same position. Moab is right there, settled in the same position, ruling over you for years and years. Good? So that's how you know the Chinese is Moab. Nah.
It's more.
Right? Because their name is Lee. Nah, good.
Neither have he gone into captivity.
Neither have he what?
Neither have he gone into captivity.
Because we waiting for Israel to take back rulership. Good.
Therefore his taste remain in him,
Right, his taste remained in him. Good.
and his scent is not changed.
Right, his what?
His scent is not changed.
Meaning what? Who knows what that means? Don't yell out. Who knows what that means? His taste is still in him and his scent still remains. Who knows what that means? Taj?
That he's preserved.
He's something else too. Preserved and another P word.
Protected.
Protected. I'm looking for something else.
He has a mix of blue and stuff. Pure.
Proud.
He's what? He's proud. Good? Because what? He's like, look, I'm going to sit here and get paid and get rich off these Negroes from ever. I'm settled here, right? His taste is still in his mouth. His scent is still remaining. He's still there. He's proud. Good? Right. Hold on. We got a lot of hands and I don't remember the order. Hold on. Good.
Verse 29. We have heard the pride of Moab.
We have what?
We have heard the pride of Moab.
Come on.
He is exceeding proud.
He is what?
He is exceeding proud.
Yeah, I shoot the little 6-year-old in the arm and get a $10,000 bond and I'm home. I'm home to watch the damn fight that same night or the next night or whatever the case may be. Go ahead.
His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart.
And the what?
And the haughtiness of his heart.
If that's not Moab, I don't know who it is. If that's not the so-called Chinese, I don't know who it is. You ever have interaction with them, they could be more proud than Esau sometimes. Very arrogant, proud bastards, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know he shot that 6-year-old brother, and that chink don't think he did nothing wrong. I would protect my family. I was scared my family. That nigga always run in front of my house. So I protect my family. All right, so hold on. I don't know. It was Terah. It was about 6 hands up. Terah, Taz, Shemaiah, Maccabees, and Sister Paulette. The elder first, and Gabar. The elder
Well, I was
first.
just gonna say because he said they've been in the neighborhood a long time, man. You're right, down the Arabs and all of that. So a lot of times when you see their kids, you may see their kids acting black. It's they grew up among our neighborhood.
Jake, yeah,
they grew up
right,
among
right,
Jake.
right.
It's not like they acting. That's all they know.
Right.
With
right.
the hat, with the the fitted backwards and all of that in the words. You know what I mean? And Jake let him say my nigga. Jake let him say I'm good. You know I got you, my nigga. Jake let him say that. You know what I mean? What you want? You know, Chick know how I like my chicken fried rice, man.
Right.
Yo, Chick, you know I like my 3 duck sauces and my soy sauce right here. Yeah, you know I got you, my nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really how they talk, man.
Right.
That's really how they become. That's all I was gonna say.
That goes with that settling. They settled in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of heathens now, if you talk to them on a heathen level, they kind of get mad. Especially them Arabs. You know what I'm saying? They be like, nah, they kind of want you to talk to them like a Jake.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming out, I mess with them. Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? Where you from? Saudi Arabia? Yemen? Where you from? You know what I'm saying? And they be like, they want you to talk to them like you relate to them. I don't relate to you, dude. You're not my dude like that. You know, I'm going to talk to you like the damn camel jockey that you are. Get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Gabar?
Now, I wanted to say, like, you brought out about the settling on his leaves.
Right.
It's kind of a joke, but it's kind of serious.
Kind.
Another in the same verse, it's saying his sin has not changed.
Right.
When I was a kid, they reps them the same.
Right. Literally, yeah.
Seriously, they always got the same stink.
Yeah, kind.
Chinese man.
Right. See, a lot of times the Most High got a sense of humor. It can be metaphoric and there's a deeper meaning to it, but a lot of times it's saying what it's saying. They have settled on their leaves, and they sin have not changed.
Big bag of fish. They got the pink bag of fish.
They got the pink bag of fish, man. Yeah, man. So a lot of The Most High, you know, is that deeper meaning. There's always that spiritual deeper meaning. All right, yo, that's deep. You know what that really means? I was looking at the breakdown last night, but it's sometimes it's just saying what it's saying a lot of times. That's how the Most High works. It has that practical meaning also. A lot of times, and then just their actual scent. They just got like a odor as a people. They scent literally has not changed. Right? But so a lot of times it don't, you know, it goes deeper, of course, when you go into the spirit. But a lot of times that's that sense of humor the Most High got. Like, yo, it can be literal too. It's saying what it's saying. And it's funny, but why would the Most High use that word for Moab? They settled on their leads. And a lot of the times their last name is Lee. Even though, you know, it has we look it up, it got a meaning to it, but, you know, Taz.
Yeah, just another meaning of lead. The sheltered side of something, the side away from the wind.
The sheltered side of something, you know, they secure. They secure in our communities and everything. It's sheltered. It seems like nothing will ever happen to them. Yeah, like now they got the little law that Biden passed for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got that now. They got that shelter from the government. They got that little law, that executive order he signed to protect Moab, that anti-Asian crime bill. So you know, Shemaiah.
They are
Portable charger.
in all of the countries. They are the second highest millionaires in China.
Okay.
Switzerland is the highest. China is the second highest. And those millionaires are in their 20s. That's how it is.
Okay. They a lot of young Moabites. They the ones that took advantage of that Bitcoin. Yeah, they got a lot of them made millions off of that Bitcoin, man. Because when it was in its height, so to speak, before Jake found out, you know, a lot of them young Edomites and young Moabites that had that old money from their parents, they got what the Illuminati call old money. That money been in their family for generations. So a lot of them young Moabites, they just took and said, look, I'm gonna just take a quick 100,000. I'm gonna take a quick 100,000 that my parents done made from selling chicken wings and damn fried rice for the last 50 years. I'm gonna take this little 100,000, throw it on this Bitcoin, and I got 5 million now.
Wow.
Yeah, now they driving all kinds of Porsches and Lamb. When that Bitcoin was really first rolling, it was a lot of them young Moabites you saw, and they was taking that doctor money and that Chinese food money and that gas station money and that fish market money. Throw 100,000, throw 100 stacks in that Bitcoin and make 5 million real quick. And then once Jake found out it, cut it off. Bitcoin is different now, you know. Once Jake found it, but a lot of them young Edomites in their 20s, 30s that can just go in their parents' bank account with that old money, snatch that money real quick and throw a big investment in there, and they came off with a couple of mil. Now Jacob found out we gonna manipulate it. Them niggas ain't gonna get nothing. We walking away with our tens of millions.
Because you know what happens? If you deal in the business world, Jake will never really catch up with the business world. You know why? Because the Gulf actually is where a lot of business deals is made. And you can't get into them Gulf. That's why they separate. You can't get into them Gulf clubs. Okay? And that's actually where a lot of the deals is made, like when the Bitcoin first come out. This is going to be the new thing. And that's why Jake don't know about it, because it's made in them Gulf spots. And strip clubs, too. So it's surprised. But it's made among them, among each other. So unless you're Uncle Tom Jake, then you could get into the Gulf club. But you're not going to be in there when they talking about Bitcoin going to be the next thing. And then it gets out there, then they shut it off. That's why. You got to hit these things in the beginning. But you ain't going to hit it in the beginning because you're not at the golf club when these crackers is talking about it. It's deep, man. It's real deep.
The money secrets they're gonna keep to themselves.
Right.
And then, you know, by the time Jake do find out about it, Esau done came off and you might get some crumbs out of it.
Right.
Jake might get some crumbs out of it. That's why the best thing for us to do is support each other.
Right.
That's the best thing. Everybody talk about economy, money. You know, P. Diddy said, we need some money.
He got
That
the
man
money.
spazzed out.
He got the money though. He got
That
the
man
money.
P. Diddy spazzed out, man. That man said, we need some money. And that man's eyes went like this. But you got money, Negro.
You got money.
You got money. Why don't you drop a quick 10 mil
You want to be a billionaire.
and do something? You know what I'm saying? That man's eyes got like this big. We need some money. And guess what? I agree with him. I agree with him. But there's a way we got to go about it. Like everything. Maccabees.
Now, I just want to say, most, can't make this stuff up. Both sides say, well, I mean, both have marshmallow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you notice, like, when you go to the Chinese restaurant, when they close their Chinese restaurant, before they close, that same pot that they make the loaf,
They wash it.
they
God.
take that same pot, they put hot water in it, and then they take the dirty rags and stuff like that, and put them in, and clean their bowls and everything else like that. And they don't really use no soap like that. They just take steam water, put a hot steam water in it, so, you know,
Good.
they wash the pot out, and then reuse it to make your food again.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
Dirty rags.
I seen them put a mop in one of the Chinese stores. I ain't going there.
Yeah.
They take the hot water, they throw it on the wall.
What they call it, the wok?
Across the wall.
The wok, yeah.
All that got the dirty rag in it, the spoon that they sweep it with the fork with, but they dip all of that in it, and they wash it back out. So the Most High says, you know what, since y'all be doing that in the neighborhoods of my people, I'm going to get everyday wash pot.
Fine. Moab is my wash pot, literally. Sister Paulette?
In my gentrified neighborhood, Moab is losing their nail salons. 2 nail salons closed down in the gentrified.
Yeah, kind. Because, see, when you check it out, too, that gentrification is going to affect everybody. You got Edomites losing their businesses, too. You know, but a lot of them Moabites, like, when you go out in Cali, if you come out to Cali, a lot of Moab is driving Uber and Lyft. Because a lot of them are losing their businesses out in Cali. The Most High cursed them. So the Most High be getting these heathens. Don't get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Moab picked me up in an Uber one day, and you could tell the man was like, so what kind of business you do? Is the business good? Make good money? Good money business? I said, Moab, his ass owned a damn Chinese restaurant down on Crenshaw, and he lost it now. And the man is driving for Uber and Lyft, trying to get my hustle, trying to get up on my hustle. Get out of here, you know what I'm saying? I said, you know, I sell little clothes online here and there, you know, make it sound real good. You know, Jake, we got the gift of gab. We got a little online boutique. You know what I'm saying? A little online boutique. You know what I'm saying? And, good business. There's a one good business and making money. Good. No, your ass can't get in at all, boy. Right. Hell no. Drop me off to my destination. And I might give you 3 stars on Uber. So a lot of them, when you go out to LA, a lot of them are losing their businesses. They driving for Uber and Lyft. And some of them, it's not like us. You see Jake, Eve, Issachar, well, the West Coast, you see Jake and Issachar. They got the Uber and Lyft sticker in they vehicle, but they hustling, getting their money up. Yo, I'm working for both, son, getting this paper. Moab got that because his ass done lost that Chinese restaurant on Crenshaw, and he's trying to still keep that house out in Orange County. He's trying to keep that mortgage up in, Corona, or wherever, these different neighborhoods that these they live out in LA. So you go out to LA, damn near, I say about 50% of my drivers in the last year have been Moabites. Out of LA, yeah, it's that bad. Outside of that is Japhet, Issachar, and Judah. Cause that's who's really in LA. Japhet, Issachar, Judah. Some of them is from Belize. You might think they Judah, but they Belizean. But that's about it. But about half of my drivers been Moab. And they can't drive for nothing. They have no sense of direction. They're asking you where to go. And make a left here. I'm like, you the driver. Yo, put on that damn cheap ass Uber GPS, man. So on the flip side of that, a lot of them are losing their businesses due to the gentrification. Because Esau is moving the big corporations in and raising the rents, and even Moab can't afford that rent now. A lot of like the little delis and stuff in the city is shutting down. That was owned by Moab, and I knew them delis like the back of my hand because we taught in Manhattan for so many years, so many different crazy hours. We always had to find the late night delis, and they was owned by Moab. So a lot of them now, when I pull up and I'm coming through Manhattan, I'm walking or just moving around, I'm like, oh, I remember Moab. We used to get our sandwiches here when we left camp. Moab gone, right? Lease for sale. Yeah, a lot of them little spots in the city that was owned by Moab, they ghosts. So Moab, they losing out. You know, the Mossad taking a lot from them too. The Mossad is cursing Moab too. So a lot of times they serving you now. Okay?
Salaki. Actually, guess who's the poorest community in New York? It's the Chinese. A lot of people don't know that statistic-wise. It's the Chinese. Like, listen, it's not the Chinese that got the money. I'm going to tell you who. Like the brother was saying, yeah, you got some millionaires, but they real stingy. It's the Japanese. The Japanese is the ones that really got the money. Not the Chinese. The Chinese, they're servants. They come over here, they owe $40,000 over there in China. They send them over here, and they have to pay $40,000 already off the rip. You see what I'm saying? The Chinese gangs put their women in the massage. That's why you want
Triads, right?
Yeah, you know, massage. You know what I mean? That's how you see that. Yeah, they sex slaves, and a lot of them, you know what I mean? They owe $20,000 or $40,000 from the rip. So a lot of them, they just working 12, 13 hours, but they get paid like nothing to do that Chinese restaurant. So it's been a stigma. We think that they balling so much. A lot of the Moabs is damn slaves, man. They ain't got no money, and they check it out. Go and see what's the poorest community. You think it's the black? Everybody say the black and Hispanics. It's the Chinese community. They dirt. When we went through Canal Street, going to the bus and see all those Chinese, you think they look like they had any money out?
Hell no.
Hell no, brother. Hell no. A lot of them is poor, huh?
Chinatown had one of the biggest homeless problems in New York.
There you go.
And since remember the so-called recession with Obama and everything?
Yeah.
They said that Chinatown had one of the largest homeless populations in New York City. They said you go down to Chinatown late at night, it's like rats down there, or all the homeless Chinese used to see. Yeah. See, a lot of times this stuff be right under your nose, but you really got to be reading the news and paying attention, and sometimes you got to physically see this stuff to know that it exists, because it be right under your nose. So, you know, I say all that to say, the Most High be judging. He be judging right in our face. So we don't think that, you know, these people just getting away with what they doing. The Most High be judging them on the flip side. But a lot of times we see what's going on with us.
Right.
That's why the scriptures say, scripture talk about a traveling man. Because when you travel, you see things too. With all the news and everything, a lot of times you physically see stuff, it gives you a better understanding of it also. Right, Khan? All right, but we're going to get a few more points and then wrap it up. Because everybody want to raise their hand. Right, Yeshaya, Elder Mishael, Maccabees, and Sister Paulette. Then we got to get moving. All right.
Okay, so just to let it back on the point that you made about they share the secrets of wealth with each other. This corporate job I was working last year in Somerset, New Jersey. I come to work every day. In the same way Jake talk about sports, basketball, football, that's how Esau, Ishmael, and Moab, that's how they talk about the stock market. They wouldn't stop talking about the stock market, but they oh yeah, NASDAQ just went up. So yeah, every 10-15 minutes, they talk about that like the way we talk about sports.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how they keep all the knowledge amongst each other. When I'm around, they start getting quiet.
Right. Oh, that go that Negro. Don't let that Negro know where the money's at.
That's all
Where's that?
Good. Michelle, Elder Michelle. Good.
Speaking of the homeless population, yesterday I drove out to Coney Island and this business. You know where the aquarium is?
Good.
Ocean Avenue. Turning, coming back this way, going back towards the Belt Parkway. On the right, you can see at least 40 of them. Homeless people, they camped out there.
Right.
I mean, they was up and down that block. And it's so bad over there. Police didn't even say they just living there.
Right.
Right there,
Right.
Ocean Avenue. And, I mean, you pass by, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of people.
Right.
And they
Right.
homeless. That's what they living at right now.
All right. Sometimes you gotta see stuff to know that it's going on. All right. Maccabees and Sister Paulette.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Russians. The Russians is homeless over there. Right?
Yeah, them Russians.
Yeah, the Russians.
Yeah, so much for their mafia.
Right.
Right? So much for their mafia. So they thought they was gonna come and take over Coney Island, and now they damn homeless. Right? That mafia money ain't flowing no more. All right, Khan. Go ahead, brother. Maccabees and then sister. We're gonna move it on.
A lot of these prophecies, most often judging on such a large scale that we're living in. So we're not going to see it as broad as it is. It's so big. Think about it. What's happening across the world, across the earth? So there's so much prophecies that's taking place in other places of the earth. Just imagine as much as we know now, right? Imagine all this stuff that's taking place in other places around the world that the Most High is judging. It's not just America. If he's going to judge this whole Western country, not just America, Poland, all of these American countries, they're gonna fall back. So a lot of times we're like living in it. We're not seeing it on the scale that is actually progressing. That's why they say we see the true parts. We see what around and what we get the information that is given to us.
Like I said earlier, that's why when you travel, man, you see a lot too. Because you don't get all the news from everywhere. You're not seeing everything. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's a whole different level from reading prophecy and seeing it on the news from actually witnessing it and seeing it. Is a whole different spirit, whole different level. God? You know what I'm saying? I see the desperation in them damn Moabite Uber drivers, man. They be finished, man. I be like, damn, don't you own a damn salon somewhere? You know what I'm saying? But that's the Most High bringing them down. And you can feel and see that desperation in them. So a lot of times that's where that traveling comes in. And then you see, you see a lot. You see a lot of that prophecy. You know, because it's on a whole nother level when you witness it as opposed to maybe reading about it or seeing it on the news or something. Go ahead? All right, go ahead, sister. No, you don't. No. Go, what is it? The brothers are reading.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 48, verse 16.
Wasn't we reading that? He was just reading Jeremiah 48, but he didn't go all the way down to 16. Jeremiah 48 and 16.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 48 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
Whatever I have to say, Khan. The calamity of Moab is near to come.
The calamity of Moab is near to come. Khan? And the calamity of Moab is at hand. Right? Go ahead.
And his affliction.
And his what?
And his affliction.
Go ahead.
Hasteth fast.
His affliction hasteth fast. Go ahead and drive that Lyft for me, boy. Drive that Uber for me, boy. Right? Go ahead. That's it all that.
All ye that are about him bemoan him, and all ye that know his name say, how is the strong staff broken?
How's what?
How is the strong staff broken?
Right, because these people been profiting off of us and in our communities for so long. How is that strong staff broken? Right, go ahead.
And the beautiful rod.
And the what?
And the beautiful rod.
Right, go ahead. That's it on that, yeah. So that was Jeremiah 48:16. Their affliction is at hand. So bemoan them because look, the Most High is judging them. Okay? Well, when you go into Jeremiah 48, it goes into Moab. The latter chapters of Jeremiah, they go into the different nations. They go into Elam, it goes into Edom. It repeats Obadiah. So when you get a chance, read the latter chapters of Jeremiah. It goes into the judgments on the heathen. All right, Shemaiah, please don't nobody else raise their hand. No, I'm just kidding.
One of the problems with Moab is that they had instituted that families can only have one child. And now because of that, they realize that their numbers are really, really low. So they just changed the laws where families now can have 2 or 3 children. Because they realize their numbers is not adding up.
Right. And just to go back on what Terah was bringing up, Moab do have money. They got money as a country and as a nation. But a lot of them do be in poverty because there's so many of them. You know what I'm saying? So some of them got to come over here and try to get that American dream. And they end up prostituting. They ended up having to work that money off. They owe the triad $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. So they got to work that money off, man. You know, do you know there's Moabites in Chinatown that said they've never left Chinatown. They've never even been back to China. Yeah. They said there's Moabites 70 years old and said they never left Chinatown, never been back to China, and never left Chinatown. They've been slaving for their own people. They've been working that money off for the last 30, 40, 50. Since they got here, they never left Chinatown and never been back to China. Okay? They've been working that money off for the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Yeah.
Days a week.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary or something on the news or something, and they were interviewing Moabites that said they never left Chinatown since they got there. They never even been back to China. They never been to Harlem or Brooklyn or Queens. They've never left Chinatown. You know what I'm saying? Some of them said it's because everything we need is right here. No, that damn triad said you can't go nowhere. You got to work this money off. You know what I'm saying? For $1.15 an hour for the next 30 years. Until my $60,000 is paid off. Okay? That's why you never went nowhere. Because, everything is right there. As soon as you tried to go somewhere, that damn triad henchman was standing right there. Okay? With the katana. With the katana, right? So the Most High, man, the Most High judge, they show you that in Lethal Weapon 4. All right, they Lethal Weapon 4. It goes into the Chinese Moabite slave trade that they own people be doing to them. Watch that movie Lethal Weapon 4 again with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. It goes into remember all the Lethal Weapon movies, they dealt with some kind of high organized crime figures. Right. So in Lethal Weapon 4, they dealt with the Chinese triad and the Chinese government, because the government be involved with a lot of that stuff. Okay. Okay, you lucky as you. I said nobody better not raise their hand again, but it's our sister Kat. We ain't see you in a while. Kwame Shala. Hello, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis. Speak up a little bit. Is a movie called Parasite? Okay. I gotta repeat what y'all saying so we can get it on the video. There's a movie called Parasite. Go ahead, sis. Yeah. Kind. Yeah, so a lot of them be dirt poor, man. Yeah, because they got to come to this country and try to, but China does have money as a nation. Economy, because they've manipulated and, they've taken over a lot in Africa. They've taken over a lot in Ham, you know what I'm saying? So China got some money, but a lot of them on an individual scale, they be poor as hell. Yeah, they be poor. And it's because there's so many of them. And then they have that same economic gap that even a lot of the Edomites do. They like Moabite trash. You got the Moabite trash system where A lot of them are lower level, and the government don't give a damn about them.
Yeah.
Or go to America and work it off.
Especially the ones in the countryside.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, good. All right, we went in on Moab. Good. Right, go to back to slaves in the kingdom real quick. Go to Psalms 2 and 8. All right, we're gonna speed it up for the sake of time. We know it's a weeknight. Some people may have to get to work or whatever. We still want some time to fellowship and enjoy each other's company. Kind? Right? The young lion and the old lion is back in New York. Good. The young lion and the old lion. Good. Hold me a shout out. We're going to make the best of our East Coast stay. Good? Right? Psalms 2 and 8.
It's the book of Psalms chapter 2 verse 8. When everybody have it, say Khan. Psalms chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
The Lord said, ask of him, and he'll give us the heathen for our inheritance. So if we're going to inherit the heathen, what the hell we going to play dominoes with them? Right? We're going to inherit them. We're going to possess them. And the Lord said, ask of me. You damn right I want to rule over the heathens in the kingdom. And I'm going to ask the Most High. Good? Right, good.
In the uttermost parts of the earth.
In the uttermost parts of the earth. Come on.
For thy possession.
So we're going to rule the earth and all the nations that are in the earth. Good? Go to Revelation 2:25. We're not going to have slaves in the kingdom. This is an easy lesson, man. Right? Easy.
This is Revelation chapter 2 verse 25.
Go ahead.
Have it, say Khan.
Khan.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
Right, so Yahushua said, hold on to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you have. Stay firm, stay rooted, all right, and stay in this truth. Good? So that which you have, hold fast till Yahushua come. Good?
And he that overcometh.
He that overcometh. The prophecies, you continue in the law, you endure to the end. That's what it means when it says he that overcometh. Come on.
And keepeth my works.
And keep the Lord's works. You keep the commandments and you keep doing the actual work. Then we tell you the scriptures is actually literal a lot of times. Right? Keep doing the work. God? And the works also represents the law. God? Right? Come on.
Unto the end.
Unto what?
Unto the end.
Unto the end, meaning to Yahweh's second coming. Good.
To him will I give power over the nations.
Without what?
Will I give power over the nations.
You're going to have power over the nations. They're going to be your slaves and your servants. Right? Go ahead.
And he shall rule them.
Go ahead. Shall what?
And he shall rule them.
Go ahead.
With a rod of iron.
When we rule them with a rod of iron, meaning we're going to be strict with them. We're going to be strict with the laws of the Most High. Right? Come on.
As the vessels of a potter.
Go ahead.
Shall they be broken to pieces.
Right? We're going to have to break these nations and put them in submission. Okay? Right, come on.
Even as I receive of my Father.
Even as Yahushua received of the Father, because Yahushua going to be over us for 1,000 years in the kingdom. So he's going to be the supreme ruler. Okay? He's going to be overseeing the whole operation. It tell you that in Revelation 20. Right, come on.
And I will give him the morning star.
Go ahead.
He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches.
See that? Yahushua said, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. The churches was Israel. The 7 churches represents the nation of Israel. Right throughout Asia Minor, but his 7 represents completion. He's talking to Israel. If you have ears to hear, let you hear. I'm gonna give you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and I'm gonna let you rule over the nations. Okay? All right, go from there to Psalms 149 and start at 1. Psalms 149 verse 1.
It's the book of Psalms chapter 149 and verse 1. Whenever we have it, say Khan. Psalms chapter 149 and verse 1. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Good.
Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king.
Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Go ahead.
Let them praise his name in the dance.
Go ahead.
Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp.
Go ahead.
For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people.
He take pleasure in his people. Go ahead.
He will beautify the meek with salvation.
He will what?
He will beautify the meek with salvation.
He's going to beautify the meek with salvation. Everybody write this down. Isaiah 29:19. The meek is Israel. Link that up with Psalms 149. What verse was that?
149 and
Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Isaiah 29:19. The meek is Israel. He said he's going to beautify the meek with salvation. So we're going to get rulership and the kingdom of heaven. Okay? All right, read on.
For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory.
Let the saints, which are the Israelites. It tell you that in verse 2. And also verse 4, when you link it up with Isaiah 29:19, the meek are the Israelites. The saints are the Israelites. Okay? Come on.
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of God be in their mouth.
What is the high praises of the Most High that's in our mouth? Don't yell out by a show of hands. What is the high praises of the Most High in our mouth? The truth, the word, the Bible. Good? That's the high praises of the Most High that's in our mouth. Good.
Let the high praise of God be in their mouth.
Come
and
on.
A two-edged sword.
And a what?
And a two-edged sword.
Come on.
In their hand.
Good.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen.
A two-edged sword in our hand. Remember, literally and spiritually. The two-edged sword also represents the word. Okay? Hebrews 4:12. And a two-edged sword is literal. You think we're not going to have weapons when we rule in these nations? Of course. We're going to have the spiritual power too. But we're going to have weapons also. A two-edged sword, come on.
To execute vengeance.
To do what?
To execute vengeance.
Go ahead.
Upon the heathen.
Now, we're executing the vengeance now. Why? Because we're telling them what's going to happen to them. Okay? We're rebuking their lies. We're going out. We're spiritually executing vengeance on them now with the word, which is the two-edged sword pursuant to Hebrews 4:12. Okay? Right, come on.
And punishment.
And what?
And punishment.
And what?
And punishment.
And punishments. Why is somebody punished? Because they did something wrong. Okay? So when the nations enslaved us, they did wrong. So we're going to punish them. Come on.
Upon the people.
Upon the people. What people? The other nations. Right, come on.
To bind their kings with chains.
We're not going to have no slaves in the kingdom of heaven. To do what?
To bind their kings with chains.
Now this can't be talking about Israel because it started speaking about what Israel going to do to the other people. Okay? So this is what Israel going to do to the other nations. To do what?
To bind their kings with chains.
With what?
With chains.
Come on.
And their nobles with feathers of iron.
And their what?
And their nobles with feathers of iron.
And their nobles with feathers of iron. Go ahead.
To execute upon them the judgment written.
To what?
To execute upon them the judgment written.
Because what? It was written. It said in the word that we're going to possess the other nations. They're going to be our slaves in the kingdom. Okay? Right, come on.
Dishonor.
Huh?
Only the kings, brother.
Only kings, not all of them. Good.
Dishonor have all his saints.
So now the saints are the Israelites. So what is it letting you know? The saints, which is Israel, are going to do this to the other people. Okay? Right, come on.
Praise ye Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise ye Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Okay? Hold on, one more. Let's seal the deal. Get Isaiah 14:1. Come on. Isaiah 14:1. If you can't understand this, then kick rocks, man. All right? Lord ain't dealing with you, man. All right, Isaiah 14:1. We not gonna have slaves in the kingdom. Damn, you hate One West so bad, man. Just make up any cockamamie doctrine, man. Any cockamamie doctrine just because you hate One West so much. So I want to know, to those that teach this doctrine, go through all these scriptures and tell me what they mean. I'm still not going to agree with you, right? But what do they mean to you? What kind of doctrine, what kind of explanation you got for these scriptures? What do they mean? All right, read what you got, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1.
Go ahead.
I have it say, Khan? Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
No, on everybody.
On Jacob.
On all nations.
On Jacob.
Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
And what?
And will yet choose Israel.
Come on.
And set them in their own land.
And what?
And set them in their own land.
Come on.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
And what?
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
The strangers are the other nations. Good.
And they shall cleave.
There was a doctrine that the strangers represents Israel, which makes no goddamn sense. Why does Israel have to be joined with Israel? We're already going to be the ruling nation. Okay? The strangers are going to be joined with us. Why? Because we got to have captives in our kingdom. Right? Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
They shall what?
They shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Come on.
And the people shall take them.
Good.
And bring them to their place.
The people represents Israel. And we're going to bring them to our place. Right, go ahead.
And the house of Israel.
And the house of Israel, go ahead.
Shall possess them.
Shall what?
Shall possess them.
So why would Israelites possess other Israelites? Right, the brother just, you try to make everybody in the Bible an Israelite. Those strangers are talking about Israel.
That's what they're doing, yeah.
I'll tell you who came with that doctrine later. That's a personal lie for me and Tara. All right, that's talking about Israel. Yeah. So why would Israel take Israelites into captivity? Exactly. You don't have to make everybody in the Bible a damn Israelite. Somebody in there is a damn heathen. Right. Just stop looking up and even listen, even when you look at the Strongs, because sometimes brothers get thrown off with the Strongs. But you got to be careful with the Strongs. You got to go into context and what it'll throw you off. Right? That's why the Lord said, with all thy getting, get understanding. You don't, everybody in the Bible don't have to be a damn Israelite. There got to be heathens in there somewhere. Right? Go ahead. And then when you make everybody an Israelite, certain teachers don't make sense. It sounds foolish. Why would Israel bring the stranger Israelites? We're going to possess them and bring them into the land. That don't make no damn sense. That stranger have to be talking about the other nations. All right, go ahead.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Come on.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
Shall what?
Shall possess them.
We're going to possess them. Go ahead.
In the land of the Lord.
Go ahead.
For servants and handmaids.
So now Israelites are going to take scattered stranger Israelites and possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. All right, you don't have to try to make everybody in the scriptures an Israelite. It's unnecessary. It changes the whole dynamic of certain doctrines. All right, good, and it makes it go off. We're going to possess foreigner Israelites are going to repent. They're going to know who they are, and they're going to become part of the fold. All right, we're not going to possess them and have them as our slaves. Right, go ahead.
And they shall take them captives.
We're going to take them captives. Come on.
Whose captives they were.
Whose captives they were. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall what?
Rule over their oppressors.
We're going to rule over our oppressors. Come on.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest.
They shall give us rest. Come on.
From thy sorrow.
Our sorrow. Come on.
And from thy fear.
Our fear. Go ahead.
And from the hard bondage.
The hard bondage. Go ahead.
Wherein thou was made to serve.
Where we was made to serve. All right. And this is not talking about Isaiah's back during the time of Babylon. Now, after Babylon was over, we did have certain freedom under the Persians and Medes. But guess what? The Persians and Medes were still ruling us. So we wasn't a free sovereign nation, because after Babylon, even though we came out and we was able to build our temple, and they gave out the Persians allocated us certain rights, but the Persians were still ruling over us. Good? All right, go ahead.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Go ahead.
And say, how have the oppressors ceased?
The oppressors ceased. Come on.
The golden city ceased.
Now, just like the Lord destroyed ancient Babylon and brought us out of captivity, he's going to destroy modern day Babylon, and we're going to possess all the nations when we come out of captivity. Okay? That's not talking about that. That wouldn't make sense back then, because the Persians were still ruling us. It said here we're going to take them captives whose captives we were. The Persians was ruling then. It said we will rule over all nations. The Persians were still ruling us after Babylon. So it's not talking about back then. It would have to be a future prophecy. So what the hell you talking about? We're not going to have slaves in the kingdom. Stop hating one West so much and making up any damn dummy doctrine. Right, go ahead.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
He gonna break the rulership. The staff represents the rulership. He gonna break the rulership of the wicked. Come on.
And the scepter of the rulers.
And the scepter of the rulers of this world, and he's gonna make Israel to rule. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. All right, give me 2nd Ezra 7 and 10 now. Go ahead. All right, come on, hold that precept real quick. 2nd Ezra 7 and 10. We're gonna wind it down. Salaki, y'all.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
Can everyone have it? Say Khan. 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Good.
Because for their sake,
for Israel's sake, come on,
I made the world.
Everything in the damn world belongs to us, man. Even to other people. Right? Read it again.
2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Is Israel's portion. Come on.
Because for their sake.
For their sake. Come on.
I made the world.
I made the world. Come on.
And when Adam transgressed my statutes.
Come on.
Then was decreed that now is done.
Now what happened? We fell. The nations ruled over us throughout different periods of history because of Adam's sin in the beginning. That's when the weakness came in and sin came in. And we were punished for our sins through Adam. Okay? That's a whole nother lesson. But what's the precept you had? Isaiah 45:14. Another slicer and dicer. All right? So come on, stop it with the, if you don't agree with One West camps or camps or whatever, okay, fine. Just don't mess with us. Don't rock with us. Just go serve the Most High on your own terms. And do what you do as far as your Israelite organizations. But don't make up stupid doctrines to try to justify your hatred against One West camp so much. And then your doctrines make no damn sense according to Scripture. Okay? Right? And then at the end of the, when it's smoke clear, you don't want no slaves in the kingdom, give me yours. I'll take them.
Right.
I'll take them all. You nice Hebrews, we ain't gonna have no slaves in the kingdom. That's One West teachings. Okay, I'll take yours. The ones that the Most High might have wanted to give to you, I'll take them. All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 14.
Come on.
Never have it say Khan. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians.
The Lord said the labor of Egypt, merchandise of Ethiopia. All right, so the Egyptians, the Hamites, Egyptians, the Ethiopians, Cush. All right, go ahead. What's Egypt again? Mizraim, Cush. The Sabians, when you look them up, those are Yemenites. Those are Arabs. Now, why did it say Africans and Arabs? Because they teamed up together and sold us in the hand of Esau. Okay? Right? So, right here, Isaiah said Africans and Arabs. Egypt, Ethiopia, Cush, Babylon. All right, we was in Egypt for 400 years, Babylon for 70 years. The Arabs, the Ishmaelites, when you go to Judges, they enslaved us. Right here, the Sabaeans, when you look in the Bible dictionary, it tell you they would be the Yemenites today. Them Arabs over in Yemen. Okay? So these Arab nations that had us in slavery with Ham and that sold us to Esau, come on.
Men of stature.
Go ahead.
Shall come over unto thee.
Go ahead.
And they shall be thine.
They shall what?
They shall be thine.
We're going to possess them. That's what it means when it says they shall be thine. They're going to be our slaves. Right, come on.
And they shall come after thee in chains.
In what?
In chains.
No, we're going to give them lilies and we all going to be together.
In chains.
Where they going?
In chains.
So at least we know the Africans and Arabs is going in chains right here. Come on.
They shall come over and they shall fall down unto thee.
Come on.
They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely God is in thee.
Go ahead.
And there is none else. There is no God.
And that's why they're going to be willing to serve us because they're going to see the power with us. Khan, they ain't going to have no choice. Right, Khan? All right, give me from there. Give me Zechariah 8 and 20. The rabbit hole gets deeper.
They going to be calling us alive.
Khan.
Right.
Yeah,
and
bring it
also
up.
they're going to say what? They say there's no God. There is they're gods. They say that they gods that they've been worshipped, there's no God with them.
Con.
Well, we got the true God. That's
Con.
what they're going to be saying. That's why you see they giving up their idols now in India.
Con.
That's what's going to be happening.
They literally going to be saying there is no God but the God of Israel.
Right.
Con. So a lot of them, although we're going to be enslaving them, they're going to be willing to serve us.
Right.
Con? Read that, Zechariah 8 and 20.
It's the book of Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 20. Whenever I have it say Khan. Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 20. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people, and the inhabitants of many cities, and the inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also. Yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem.
And where?
In Jerusalem.
Come on.
And to pray before the Lord.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations.
10 men. It just represents a complete number. Out of all the languages of the nations, go ahead.
Even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew.
They're going to bow down to us in that day. Because they're going to see the power is with us. So if we're going to have that much power over them, what do you think they're going to be? Our servants. Right, go ahead.
Saying, we will go with you.
They're going to say, we will go with you. We'll do whatever y'all tell us to do. We're going to go with y'all. Come on.
For we have heard that God is with you.
Because we're going to see that God is with y'all. So we'll do we'll willingly be your servant in that day. God? We giving up Shiva and Slaibaba and Vashti and Vishnu and right? And we taking dump trucks and dumping them into the water because they're not helping us with the coronavirus. The God of Israel is the true God. We going with your God. God? Right? Give me Isaiah 42:22. Look at going back to that brother that the Crip brother that died. Monster Cody. The brother Monster Cody died, right? They was doing an interview with him. And at one time he was locked up in a prison called Pelican State Prison in Pelican Bay. Yeah, Pelican Bay. Right? They call it the Devil's Island. They call that prison the Devil's Island. And I say that to say the prison system is slavery. That's slavery. That's cheap labor. Remember when slavery so-called ended, they made a code of laws down in the South, especially like Florida and stuff. That's where jaywalking and curfews and stuff come from. So when it's black codes, black code laws. What happened is they made up these laws that for the most minor crime that Jake got caught for, they would give him like 20 years in jail. So if you got caught after curfew, they lock you up and give you 15 years. And if you get caught, doing the pettiest of crime, they lock you loitering, they lock you up, give you 20 years. 20 years they put you on a chain gang, which was modern day slavery. And then for that 20 years, you're cheap labor in that prison system. You're working off that time. Right. So it was still a form of slavery up until today. Jay said, I work in a mess hall. I make 15 cents a day. It's modern day slavery. You make license plates. But now you make every goddamn thing. Remember in the movie Shawshank Redemption, they had them building highways and everything. So they used put tarring roofs. So they used the prisoners for cheap labor. So the prison system is your modern day form of slavery. The projects is your modern day form of slavery. You look at the Jordan Downs. Y'all come out to LA, we're gonna drive past the Jordan Downs. The Jordan Downs and the jungle and the Nickerson Gardens, they all look like prisons. When you drive past them, y'all can Google them and look at the images of Jordan Downs, Nickerson Gardens, and the jungle where with Denzel film Training Day. When you look at them from the outside, they look like jails. They look like the damn county jail. So these are different modern day forms of prison. Right? And America's a big damn prison. Right? Read that, brother. Isaiah 42.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. And we have it say, Isaiah 42 verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Right, this is a people robbed and spoiled, man. We've been destroyed. We've been taught to hate each other. I was watching that interview. That cat Monster Cody, the man said there's no purpose to gangbanging. The man said the only purpose to gangbanging is to create funerals. The man said, listen, I bang with the best of them. The man said gangbanging serves no purpose. He said the only purpose is how many bodies you can catch. He said that's the only thing. The more bodies you catch, the more respect you get. But he said gangbanging serves no purpose at all. He said it does nothing for the community but death and funerals. That's what that cat said. That cat said, listen, when I came out of junior high, when I came out of 6th grade, I caught my first case. She said he shot some enemies with a shotgun, 11 years old. He shot eight people with a shotgun. And he said, listen, there was no purpose. He said, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. He said, there's no purpose to gangbanging. It serves no purpose but to create funerals and bodies. I said, damn, that's heavy. So Jake, you know, especially out in LA, they'll try to justify it with the homies and da-da-da. He said, you know, if you grow up with no father or nothing, you got the OGs and the big homies to look to like family, but that's about it. He said, but on the surface, if you look at gangbanging as a whole, it serves no purpose but to kill each other. So that's the only purpose to gangbanging. He said the more funerals you create, the more respect you get. That's it. Right, so they taught us nothing but death and destruction to our own. Okay? Right, read on.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
We are robbed and spoiled. Go ahead.
They are all of them snared in holes.
We are snared in holes. Go ahead.
They are hid in prison houses.
We are hid in prison houses. You know if they damn nickname a prison the Devil's Island, what the hell is going on there? Right? What is it? Pelican Bay State Prison? They nicknamed it the Devil's Island. So you can imagine what the hell is going on in there. So it said we locked in prison houses. Prison houses is modern day slavery. Right, come on.
They are for a prey.
They are what?
They are for a prey.
They are preying upon us. We are for a prey. Come on.
And none deliver.
And nobody's delivering us. Come on.
For a spoil.
For a spoil, go ahead.
And none saith restore.
And none saith restore, man. And then they making all kinds of money off you in the prison system. Okay? So that's another form of slavery. So you think the nation's not going to pay for that, man? They're going to pay for everything they did, man. They're going to pay for all that evil they've done to us. So for you to say there ain't no damn slaves in the kingdom, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Right. You don't know this Bible. And you creating your own doctrine. Okay? Right, give me one more seal of deal. Galatians 6 and 7. All right. Galatians 6 and 7. Right, read that, brother.
It's the book Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. When they will have it say Khan. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
There you go. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay? That's simple, man. Right? Esau raped, robbed, murdered, enslaved us. You think it's not going to happen back to him? And we can go on and on, man. You know what I'm saying? There's so many scriptures and things you can go into to combat that. But I just want to show that's a quick cut on that doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even really get into that. Sometimes I hear these doctrines be like, whatever. But sometimes it sounds so ridiculous. Answer not a fool according to their folly, but then answer a fool according to their folly. Good? Right. Good, brother. Rock Ariana?
Oh, God. Yeah. Salaki, I hate because you said it best. It's so many. But I'm
going
to bring one more last one.
Good.
One more last one. Isaiah 33 and 1.
Good.
I'm going to be honest. I remember when I first came into the truth and I started hearing, I was like, damn, like, what they talking about this and stuff. But then, you know, when you really read the prophecies and see what's taking place on the earth, it's just completely justified. So,
Good.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 30.
How you going to be a king with no subjects?
Right.
Right, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. Wherever I have it say Khan.
Right.
Isaiah chapter 33 verse 1. Woe to thee that spoils, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, thou shalt deal treacherously with thee.
There you go.
Payback.
Huh, you can't get around that. That was a 33, what, 1 and 2?
Verse 1.
Verse 1, just one.
Khan.
All right, Khan. Yeah, verse 1 is long. Yeah. Khan, you want to say something?
No, I'm saying,
Okay,
so
yeah.
then you look at now just studying 70% of all the land mass on the earth has been conquered by the white European.
Right.
To surpass the Arabs, to surpass the Egyptians in their time, you know,
Right.
and all that. So what they've done is even counterproductive to themselves. That's how much they've destroyed the earth. Right? So it's only
Right.
justified.
Don't they have like a U.S. embassy in every country?
Every
Yeah, every goddamn country, man. Got a U.S. embassy.
Imperialism.
Yeah, imperialism. Bring it out.
Alright, I got except for that is second Esdras 15 and 56.
Second Esdras 15 and 56.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 56. When everyone have it, say Khan. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 56. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall God do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief.
There you go. Khan. Read that again, Salakia.
2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 56. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall God do unto thee,
There you
and
go.
shall deliver thee into mischief.
There you go. Like it's been done unto us. That's a precept for Galatians 6 and 7 and Isaiah 33. All right, that's, as thou hast done unto us, it's going to be done unto you. God?
God.
And Jeremiah 30 and 16.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. When anyone have it, say Khan.
And if you're going to say these scriptures mean something else, you have to explain what they mean, what time frame were they fulfilled, and they have no future prophetic meaning to them. You got to explain all that. You know what I'm saying? You got to explain all that if you're going to say these scriptures have nothing to do with us having slaves in the kingdom. Okay? Read that.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Go ahead.
And all thine adversaries,
Come on.
every one of them,
Go ahead.
shall go into captivity.
I mean, that's it, man. That's it, man. That's it. Go ahead.
There's the book.
Go ahead.
Shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil,
Go ahead.
and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Come on, man. That's it, man. Shimmer my Come on, man. You can't get around that. All right? Give me like 2-3 new moon scriptures, and then we can close out. All right, go to Psalms 83.
With the prisoners, they don't just build stuff now. They take service calls for the DMV. You're going to be calling up the DMV to find out information. It's actually prisoners who's answering those calls. Wow.
They basically use them for different forms of cheap labor. That's it. Whatever they can get out. Like I said, when you watch that movie, they had them doing everything. And that's real. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Just any form of cheap labor. You know, and a lot of prisoners, they like, I'll do it. They just want to get out the damn cell for a couple hours. You know, I don't give a damn if you give me 5 cents a day. Anything to get out this damn cell, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Psalms 81 and 1. I mean 83 and 1. 81 and 1. Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 81 and verse 1. Will anybody have it say Khan? Psalms chapter 81 and verse 1. Sing aloud unto our God, our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the God of Jacob. And take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, and a pleasant harp with the psalmistry. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
Right, so we blow up the trumpet and give praise and thanks to the Most High on the new moon for our solemn feast day. Khan? Right, go ahead.
For this was a statute for Israel,
Go ahead.
and a law of the God of Jacob.
So this is a statute in the law. It's in the Levitical law, and it's in the book of Numbers, which is both part of the law. So the new moon is a feast day. That's another doctrine out here. We don't have to keep the new moon. All right, the new moon is not in Leviticus 23, which it is in Leviticus 23, the memorial blowing of the trumpets.
Right.
I don't know what Bible these people be reading, man. All right, go ahead.
This he ordained in Joseph
That's
for
it
a
on that.
testimony.
So the Lord said this was a statute in the law, the new moon. We're supposed to come together on the new moon and feast days. Khan? Give me Numbers 10 and 10.
This is Numbers chapter 10 and verse 10. When anyone have it, say Khan. Numbers chapter 10 and verse 10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months.
In the what?
In the beginnings of your months.
In the beginning of your months. Come on.
Ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings.
What's the beginning of our months? By a show of hands, don't yell out. What's the beginning of our months? Rock Ariyah? The new moon. Khan? Right? That's all it better be. Khan? Right, go ahead.
And over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God.
So
I am
now-
the Lord.
Salakia, so now I was debating with a brother, and he was saying, well, the new moon is not in Leviticus the 23rd chapter. Meaning the individual new moons, though. The only new moon that's in Leviticus 23 is the high new moon, which is the memorial blowing of the trumpets. But in the law, in Numbers 10 and Numbers 28, it does tell us to keep the new moons each month. So Numbers is still a law. Okay? The Most High just gave us the high holy days in Leviticus 23, but he gave us other feast days throughout the Bible. And he just gave us the new moon in the book of Numbers. Okay? So all these doctrines coming out of the left field, brothers is not reading and understanding these scriptures. And everybody want to challenge One West camp so bad, they just make up stuff out of the air that don't make sense. You One West camp, keep them new moons. No, the scriptures say to keep the new moon. But they hate One West camp so much, they got to just come up with a doctrine to go against what we teach. All right, but we going to keep the damn new moon every month.
That's right.
You got a problem with it, sir? Then stay home and don't keep it. That's all. Most I deal with you. I'm not losing a bit of sleep because you're not keeping it. So don't get a proper problem with me because I keep it. Right? Go from there. What was that? Numbers 10. Go to 2 Chronicles 2 and 4. Just a few more, y'all. We're going to wind it down.
Is there any new rules that's more important than another?
Shemaiah, get out. Nah. Didn't we just say that the new moon in Leviticus 23 is what? That's the high new moon. That's the memorial blowing of the trumpets. That's the only one mentioned in Leviticus 23, because Leviticus 23 is the high holy days. But remember, the Most High added Hanukkah, he added Purim, he added Day of Judas, Nicanor, right? But when you go into the law in Numbers, it tells you, it reiterates and it gives you the months to keep the new moons each month. Okay? Numbers the 10th chapter and Numbers 28, 11 through 15. Okay? So Leviticus 23 is the high new moon, but he tells us to keep all the new moons throughout the scriptures. Okay? Shemaiah, get out, because we just said that. Nah. He wasn't listening. Right now, go ahead. Read.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
When anyone have it, say Khan.
Khan.
Behold, I will build an house to the name of the Lord my God.
So when Solomon was building the temple, come on.
To dedicate it to him.
Go ahead.
And to burn before him sweet incense.
Come on.
And for the continual showbread. And for the burnt offerings morning and evening.
Go ahead.
On the Sabbath.
On the what?
On the Sabbath.
He said, Solomon said, I'm going to burn the continual offerings on the Sabbaths. Go ahead.
And on the new moon.
And on the new moons. Come on.
And on the solemn feast days.
And on the solemn feast days. Now notice, Solomon said the new moons and the solemn feast days. Because when you go to Leviticus 23, that's when the Most High give you the solemn feast days. But he also gives you the new moons, and then throughout history, he created other feast days. Okay? All right, good. That's why Solomon made that distinguishing. Sabbaths, new moons, and the solemn feast days. Good.
And on the new moons and on the solemn feasts of the Lord,
Come
our
on.
God. This is an ordinance forever.
For how long?
Forever.
No, we don't have to do the new moon now.
Forever.
The feast days are done away with.
Forever.
We're not in Jerusalem. We don't have to keep it.
Forever.
Forever. That's clear. Okay?
To Israel.
To who?
To Israel.
There you go, man. So where these doctrines coming from? That's easy English. That's reading comprehension 101. Okay? I didn't say it. The Most High said it. Right? Give me First Maccabees 10:33. One in the Apocrypha, 1 or 2 in the New Testament. We done. See? Khan? All right.
First Maccabees 10:23.
First Maccabees 10:33.
33. It's the book of First Maccabees chapter 10 and verse 33. When they will have it say Khan. First Maccabees chapter 10 and verse 33. Moreover, I freely set at liberty every one of the Jews that were carried captives out of the land of Judea into any part of my kingdom, and I will that all my officers remit the tributes even of their cattle. Furthermore, I will that all the feasts and Sabbaths.
The feasts, the Sabbaths, come on.
And new moons.
And what?
And new moons.
And new moons, go ahead.
And solemn days.
And solemn feast days, go ahead.
And the 3 days before the feast.
Go ahead.
And the 3 days after the feast.
Come on.
Shall be all days of immunity and freedom for all the Jews in my realm.
So we bring this scripture out a lot on the new moons. This was during the time of the Maccabees, during the Greek Inquisition, and King Demetrius was trying to utilize us because they were at internal war and they were at war with the Romans. So they was trying to get Israel. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they was trying to give certain freedoms to Israel to get us on their side to fight against the other Edomites. So they said, look, if we let them keep their feast days, we give them 3 days before they feast to prepare. We give them 3 days after they feast to continue to celebrate. You know, and we give them all immunity, then we can get them on our side to fight with us with the internal Greek warfare and against the Romans. Okay? When you read the whole story, that's the gist of what was going on. Okay? But even the Edomites knew, the Edomite kings and leaders, they knew our feast days and they knew what was near and dear to us. They knew our history too. Okay? So they said if we give all this to the Jews, we can get them on our side. Okay? That's what was going on. So during the time of the Maccabees, they were acknowledging the new moon also. That's why Solomon said forever, because when he rebuilt the temple, they reestablished the new moons. In the law, during the time of the patriarchs and during the time of Moses and Aaron and the priests, they established the new moon. During the time of the Maccabees, during the time of Solomon, the new moon is being kept. All right, kind? It says forever. I'll go to New Testament now. Luke 21:25. And Colossians 2, and that's it. Done deal. Done that. Luke 21:25.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 21, and verse 25. When they will have it say, Khan. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations.
Right, so I think it's supposed to be a solar eclipse, a blue moon, a super moon, and a blood moon. All four is supposed to be in one.
Tomorrow's the solar.
Tomorrow's the solar eclipse, right? Yeah, and then there's supposed to be a super moon, a blue moon, a blood moon. It's supposed to be like 4 phenomenons with the moon, I think, over the summer or within this year. And tomorrow is the so-called solar eclipse. Kind? So the Lord said these would be signs. And you go back to 2015 and other years where we had like 4 blood moons and you had this and that. And it's been nothing but prophecy after all of those phenomena. So it's going back to what H.O.I is saying. And you know, you got people that that deal with the heavens or whatever. All this stuff always happened, but it's becoming more prominent. I mean, it's becoming more frequent. That's the word I'm looking for. Kind. Every year, every couple of months, we seeing something going on with the heavens, because the Most High said what? That would be signs. Kind. All right. So we know Yahweh Shai's return is near, or a major prophecy will be taking place on the earth. Kind. Right. Go ahead.
And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring.
Go ahead.
Men's heart failing them for fear.
And I don't know if y'all saw it. Brother Maccabee shared it in the group chat. We had the double rainbow yesterday. After it had that storm, you had a double rainbow in the sky. So there was these are signs in the heavens. All right, go ahead.
And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
Right, look at what's going on in the earth. Destruction, death, plagues, so-called pandemics. All right, economic downturn. The Most High is bringing judgment as he's showing us these signs in the heaven. All right, come on.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Right, the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Like we said earlier, these other nations going to denounce their gods. All right, in India, they throwing their gods away. Kind? Because the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Kind? Sly Baba is not helping them. All right, go ahead.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Meaning these things would happen before the return of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
So it's leading up to Yahweh Shai's return. Kind? That's why Peter said we have a more sure word of prophecy. Okay? So stay in this book. And everything is going to come to fruition from the economy to the nuclear warheads. Okay? Right, go ahead. To the U.S. dollar falling. Now, they've been saying the U.S. dollar falling forever. All right? But the Most High still maintain you. Okay? Right? What's that? In Union Square, they got that debt clock.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the U.S. debt in Union Square, the numbers. For years, I was like, what the hell does that mean? Right? And that's supposed to be the U.S. debt. So they saying the U.S. dollar been failing forever. But damn it, I still can go in the store and spend it. So it ain't fell that bad. All right, go ahead.
And when these things begin to come and pass,
to
pass, then look up and lift up your heads.
Right. When these things come to pass, look up and lift up your heads. Come on.
For your redemption draweth nigh.
I mean, Yahweh Shai is coming soon, and we out of here. Okay? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Colossians 2. 16, 17.
Real quick, I just want to talk about the double rainbow that happened over Pride Month after these storms.
Kind.
Those times let them know who the rainbow is.
Right, kind. That's a heavy point. That's a heavy point. The double rainbow happened during so-called Pride Month. And it's only the first week of Pride Month. Most High showing you who the rainbow really belongs to. Kind? And there was a faded rainbow, and then there was a bright one. Y'all rainbow is fading. The Most High got the bright rainbow. Good? Right? The Most High mocked them during Pride Month. Mocked the hell out of them. That's for them lesbians harassing us in Atlantic City.
Right.
God, that's what they get, right? Them damn lesbians harassing us in Atlantic City. Most High said, I'll flood you. Right? I'll storm on you like I did during the time of Noah. You see how that rain came down, right? Yeah. Most of that rain came down like it was going to be a flood. And then the Most High brought the rainbows. Okay? So he got many ways to judge, man. You know, Most High got many ways to bring judgment and to show you signs. Okay? That's a heavy point Macabre brought out, man. He mocked them during Pride Month. Right? And one of the rainbows was faded and the other one was bright. Okay? So y'all rainbow is fading and the Most High is taking the rainbow back. Okay? Yeah, that's a sign to them damn lesbians, man. Bothering us on the boardwalk. Yeah, Rob Judah had to take that video down. He said, man, they gonna flag the channel. He said, nah, we got to put that on Patreon. If you put that on any YouTube channel, they gonna flag it. Yeah. They're going to flag it. So the brother put it on private, and we probably just going to put it on Patreon or something. Or we'll save it for the website. Because Shemaiah got the footage too. But you can't put that on YouTube. Nah, it was just, that's too much. That'll get a page body without no strikes. That video, yeah, they'll body the whole page just because that video. They won't even give you a strike or a warning. They'll just see that video and body the whole page. So we loaded up on H.O.I. LA, but Rob Judah watched the whole thing. He said, Elder, I got to take that down because they will body the whole page. That video was crazy. And y'all was getting at them dykes. You know, so that'll get the whole page bodied. No strikes, no warning. They'll just body the whole page. Okay? So we got to put that. Videos like that, they can't go up on YouTube. All right. Who had their hand up?
Go back to when they left and they came back, bringing up something. And he said, I can show you in scripture that God is against that. So she was real relaxed. She said, all right, Dad, I'm listening. And when you dropped that on her, she looked at you. She was like, nah, I ain't trying to hear that.
Right,
and
right.
I mean, like, really,
That's when the demon jumped in her. Yeah. Right. Don't ask the question if you can't accept the answer. Right? Go ahead.
This is Colossians chapter 2 and verse 16. When everyone have it, say con. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink, or in respect of an holy day.
Right, so as long as we're making a sincere effort to keep the feast day, okay? We in the OG's living room, but it's all good, okay? This is our place of gathering. They don't let you go nowhere now. There's COVID and everybody's tripping, man. I was going to get us a spot in Harlem, and then they was like, no. Then the other spot in Harlem, they was like, we're not sure the numbers. Then the Airbnbs are out of their damn mind. You know what I'm saying? No, we can't have over 15 people. So it's like, God damn, you're still so nervous over COVID. I thought everything was open back up.
Right.
All right. And then everything else want to charge you an arm and a damn leg. But damn, 6 hours, $1,500? And see, we can have it decorated. And, you know, we can bring our caterers in for extra $400. Get the hell out of here. I'm going to pay damn $2,500 for a new moon? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That ain't even Passover. You know? So, you know, Most High made a way, right? Come and we be family. Okay? Bum your shallow. Ain't got to worry about nobody, goddammit. No mask if it's 50 people. And all kinds of madness, man. You know what I'm saying? You want the speaker and the mic? Extra 75. Yeah, man. God damn. I just want to have a new moon. 6-7 hours, please. I can bring all that extra stuff. I got that. We can get that. You know what I'm saying? But they want to run you around these astronomical prices, man. You know, it's like even if you got it, it's just too ridiculous. Even if you got, like, I'm not just going to spend that kind of money just to spend it. You know, see, even if I got it, you know what I'm saying? No, that's ridiculous. Okay? Just robbing me, man. Right, go ahead.
Let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink,
go ahead,
or in respect of an holy day.
Come on.
Or of the new moon.
Go ahead.
Or of the Sabbath days.
Come on.
Which are a shadow of things to come.
These are shadows, so we rehearsing the righteous acts. Come on.
But the body is of Christ.
Right, so when Yahweh shall return, we'll keep the feast days, Sabbaths, new moons in perfection in the kingdom. But the Most High is looking at our effort right now. Okay? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come here, Shadow. Come here, Shadow. All right, so Ashar, Kadash, Yarak. That concludes the new moon, 4th month. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahushai. Come here, Shadow. Hope y'all enjoyed the service. If you learned one thing tonight, we've done our job. Make sure you got your notes. Make sure if you miss anything, watch the video over. All right, even if you know all this stuff already, go back over it again. Some may be sharper than others. You know, you coming up quick in the spirit. You know a lot. You smart, whatever. But it's still good to go back over it. Okay? And take your notes and write your precepts down. All right, so when these foolish doctrines come up, you'll be surprised. You might say, oh, that's basic, man. I know the heathen gonna be slaves, but this stuff will come up, man. And you know, and you just stop it right in its tracks. Okay? So that's important, you know. Our elders, you know, in One West, brothers can say what they want to say, but brothers taught us a little bit of everything. From the milk, the meat, everything. And they went back over a lot of the basic stuff because they said that's your foundation. That's what's going to keep you rooted. Because when you try to go off so deep into these doctrines, that's when you start going off and leaning on your own understanding. All right? Yeah, see, we know that already, but you know there were certain angels that only came from a certain dimension of heaven. I could show you that in Revelations 23, There's no Revelations 23, brother. In the New Abridged Bible it is. See, that's when you start going off. Keep your feet planted on solid ground, brothers. All right? Keep your feet planted. Listen, some of y'all going to be sharp. You're going to elevate the spirit. You're going to be able to handle deep stuff, but keep your feet on the ground because them doctrines will suck you in. God, keep them basics and them foundations. You could never go wrong. Right? Didn't Peter tell you, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word? Con, always keep your feet planted on the foundation of the doctrine. If you can handle the deeper stuff, we'll bring some of that out, give you some of the mysteries and the breakdowns, but always stick with them basics. You can never go wrong. Con? Kwame Ashala. As you know, Elder Torah, he didn't explain that scripture right. They got another meaning to that. I'm going to show you. Good? All right. Good. Kwame Ashala. All right. Good. Happy New Moon, Ashar Kadash Yarak. Come in, Shabbat. All right, let's pray up. Eat, hold up. We ain't tell you how to stand yet. All right, let's pray up and eat, drink, and be merry. Come in, Shabbat. Hope nobody got to run home right away. I ain't see y'all in a while. At least let me get a shalom before you run up out of here. All right, you're tired tomorrow, just be a little tired.
Rakaria.
Ransom.
Shemai still got
Huh?
I said Shemai still has more.
Okay, come.
I'm going to go to the other side.
Imagine with Panya Yerusalem standing face Jerusalem or the east. I need a wine and 2 cups. Hallelujah.
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 Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Raknawa.
Raknawa.
Washalom.
Washalom.
Wahabi Yasapaya.
Wahabi Yasapaya.
Shema.
Shema.
Yashalallah.
Yashalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shema.
Shema.
Yashalallah.
Yashalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shema.
Shema.
Yashalallah.
Yashalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Allah Hayana.
Allah Hayana.
Yahweh. Shema.
Shema.
Yashalallah.
Yashalom.
Yahweh. Allah Hayana. Yahweh. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our power, Yahweh is one. Credo of Israel, Deuteronomy 6, verse 4 on down. Hallelujah.
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 Blessed O Most High Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Please watch over Israel throughout the 4 corners of the earth. All the schools, camps, congregations that are sincere in Yahushua, by Shema Mashiach Yahushua, the water of Yah Adolam. Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Baruch
Yahushua.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Wa.
Wa.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Yurak.
Yurak.
Barak.
Barak.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Kol.
Kol.
Kagim.
Kagim.
Ma.
Ma.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
From Yah.
From Yah.
Avalam.
Avalam.
Aman.
Amen.
Blessed O Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. Please bless our Sabbath, our new moon, our exalted feast day, Most High, Rum Yawam. Bless all of our feasts called Kagim, Maya Sha'ala of the nation of Israel. Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua, the water Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Baruch Barak.
Barak.
Ma'akol.
Ma'akol.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Shatah.
Shatah.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Yayan.
Yayan.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Kazak.
Kazak.
Shatah.
Shatah.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Barak.
Barak.
Kol.
Kol.
Kag.
Kag.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Yurak.
Yurak.
Maya Sha'ala.
Maya Sha'ala.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
The water.
The water.
From Yad.
Yad.
Avalam.
Avalam.
Hallelujah.
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 Blessed O Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. Please bless the food and the drink that we're about to receive, Most High. Bless our new moon feast and all of our feast days, Sabbaths, and holy and solemn days that you give unto the nation of Israel. Let us come together and rehearse the righteous acts and keep our feast days to the best of our ability until Yahushua returns. Deliver us and we keep it perfect in the kingdom. Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua. The water, God, alone.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Got it? Oh. Repeat the Hebrew only. Drink offering. Blessed are you, Yahweh, that gives us the law. Barakatha Yahweh. Ahawa'ah. Nathalanawa. Apaya. Agapan. Ba'ashem. Hamashiach. Yahushua. The water. The Yad. Avalam. Hallelujah. 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 La Yahweh, La Yahushua, La Yasha'ala, Dam Yahushua, Blood of Yahushua, La Kadash, Yurak, Hallelujah. Repeat the Hebrew only. Blessed are you, Yahweh, that gives us the law. Barakatha Yahweh, Ahawa'ah, Nathalanawa, Hatawara. Blessed are you, Yahweh, that gives us the light to see. Barakatha Yahweh, Ahawa'ah, Nathalanawa, Ha'awar, Lara'ah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, that gives us the ram's horn to call the people. Barakatha Yahweh, Ahawa'ah, Nathalanawa, Hakwaran, Washawapah, Wakwara, Ha'ain, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua, the water, the Yad, Iwalam, Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Sisters, come up, get anointed. Brothers, step back, keep it down. Everybody keep it down. We're still in prayer mode. Once you get your oil, form a line. Right to left, sisters. I can please keep it down. We're still in the middle of prayer. All right, line up right here, sisters, right to left. Anointing prayer, number 6, 22 to 27. This is a general prayer that the Most High bestowed upon the children of Israel. As we praying over y'all, only us brothers up here pray. As we praying over y'all, ask the Most High to help you in your life. Anything you're struggling with, make you a better sister, better woman, mother, wife, whatever the case may be. To the Most High, better overall sister in this truth. Anything you're struggling with, health, anything, ask the Most High to help you with it as we praying over y'all now. Of course, as you do your daily prayers also. Kind? Anointing prayer, number 6, 22 to 27. Repeat after me, Akim. Just the brothers up here. Yabaraki Yahweh,
Yabaraki Yahweh,
Waya Shamarka,
Waya Shamarka,
Ya'a Yahweh,
Ya'ar Yahweh,
Panyawa,
Panyawa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Waya Khanka,
Waya Khanka,
Yasha'a Yahweh,
Yasha'a Yahweh,
Panyawa,
Panyawa,
Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Waya Shamlaka,
Waya Shamlaka,
Shalom,
Shalom,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashim,
Ba'ashim,
Hamashiach,
Mashiach,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Babakushah,
Babakushah,
Shemai,
Shemai,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Aitha,
Aitha,
Shalak,
Shalak,
Micah,
Micah,
Walahayim,
Walahayim,
La,
La,
Shema'el,
Shema'el,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapar,
Rapar,
Izar,
Izar,
Magun,
Magun,
Kazak,
Kazak,
Hatzazayah,
Hatzazayah,
Kwawa,
Para,
Josephine, Kayla, Paulette, Haziana Yasha, Palo Shara, Simona, Rabakwa, Cole Akim, Cole, Akwafim, Cole, Bunyam, Yasha'ala, Ba'ashim, Hamashiach, Yahushai, the water, Tamyad, Iwalam, Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. God. Akim.
You all right, sir? You all right, brother? It's just hitting you?
That is serious. Killing
Over it. I'm holding up with this.
That's that real insight, man.
It may not taste too bad.
That's that real deal.
They're gonna put you to sleep.
You know what Benjamin say? If you can't handle it, man, you have demons. Can't handle the Frank and the murder, man. Evil spirits. You have evil spirits. Shemai. We're still in prayer mode. Iron the bar. Move the chairs back if y'all got to form y'all lines. Yeah, don't snap while we praying. Don't snap while we praying. Hold your head up. All right, that's all the brothers got oil?
Everybody got oil?
All the brothers got oil? That's everybody? Okay, Khan. Same routine, Akim, anointing prayer, number 6, 22 to 27. As we praying over y'all, ask the Most High for strength, stronger brothers in the truth, fathers, brothers, sons, whatever the case may be, stronger over all men in this work. Anything you're suffering, going through at this time, need extra prayer and help with, meditate on it as we're praying over you. All right, we repeat the prayer up here. Once we finish, we go right to left, start with Shemaiah in the first line, right to left, starting with Yeshaya on the second line. Good? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
No, just us up here. Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Wayashamaka.
Wayashamarka.
Ya'a Yahweh.
Ya'a Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Wayakhanka.
Wayakhanka.
Yasha'a Yahweh.
Yasha'a Yahweh.
Hanyawa.
Hanyawa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashim.
Ba'ashim.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Babakushah.
Babakushah.
Shemai.
Shemai.
Nawa.
Nawa.
Aitha.
Aitha.
Shalat.
Shalat.
Maikala.
Maikala.
Walahayim.
Walahayim.
La.
La.
Shema'ayim.
Shema'ayim.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Aizar.
Aizar.
Magun.
Magun.
Kazak.
Kazak.
Atazayah.
Atazayah.
Kwawa.
Korah.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah.
Shemaiah. Shemaiah. Brian. 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 Gabar Ash. Gabar Ash. Gabar Ash. Makab. 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 Matafiwa. 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 Kasim. 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 Yerushalayim. 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 Mishael. 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 Yeshaya. 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 Lataziyah. 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 Rock Ariyah. Rock Ariyah. Rock Ariyah. Joshua. 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 Maccabees. 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 Zahabia. 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 Yawasap. 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 Tobit. Tobit. Tobit.
Mashamalak.
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 Ariyah.
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 Torah.
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 Torah. Zabak.
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 Ko.
Ko.
Akim.
Akim.
Ko.
Ko.
Akwafim.
Akwafim.
Ko.
Ko.
Bunyum.
Bunyum.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
All the brothers and sisters on the live, all the brothers and sisters tuning in. God, what's Mom's name? Maria.
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 Hatazayah.
Hataziyah.
Maria.
Maria.
Barak.
Barak.
Maria.
Maria.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Maria.
Maria.
Izar.
Izar.
Maria.
Maria.
Quadash.
Quadash.
Maria.
Maria.
Hallelujah.
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 Rapah.
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 Maria.
Maria.
Barak.
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 Maria.
Maria.
Hatazayah.
Hataziyah.
Hatazayah.
Hataziyah.
Hatazayah.
Hataziyah.
Maria.
Maria.
Izar.
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 Maria.
Maria.
Kwawa.
Korah.
Kwawa.
Korah.
Kwawa.
Korah.
Maria.
Maria.
Ba'ashim.
Ba'ashim.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
The yard.
The yard.
Avalon.
Avalon.
Amen. Salakia. Wa.
Wa.
Nasir.
Nasir.
Mashapat.
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 Nasir.
Nasir.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Izar.
Izar.
Magun.
Magun.
Kazak.
Kazak.
Hatazayah.
Hataziyah.
Nasir.
Nasir.
Mashapat.
Mashapat.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Hamashiach.
Hamashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
The yard.
The yard.
Avalon.
Avalon.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Come here, Shalom.
Kom Yeshua.
Kwam Baruch.
Kom Baruch.
Kwam Baruch.
Kom Baruch.
Kwam Baruch.
Kom Baruch.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Our brothers turn to the sisters. Akim Yashala, salute the sisters. Amajim, Barak, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Shema, Athan. Hallelujah. Sisters, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Shema, Athan. Hallelujah. Brothers turn to each other. No. Just turn facing the front. Yeah. Protect this. Yeah. Akim Yasha'ala, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yashabakatam. Hallelujah. Who got next? We got next. Who got next? For how long? Forever. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom. When? Now. How?
Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua.
How?
Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua.
Damn it, how?
Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushua.
Shalom. H.O.I. To the chariots fly. H.O.I. To the chariots fly. H.O.I. To the chariots fly. Ba'ashem. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Kwame Shalom. Hallelujah. Kwam Baruch. Free Baruch. Hallelujah. Ba'ashem. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Kwam Baruch. Hallelujah. Shalom. Asham, Kadash, Yarak. Happy new moon, 4th month, Kwam Yashala. Hallelujah. All right. Slakia. Quick announcements.